What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Ria and Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Wednesday. Woo! Francesca Mariano here in the flesh. She's sitting right here wearing a red dress.
Shirt.
I know. It didn't rhyme. It didn't rhyme.
I know you were going with dress, even though it, that's what happens when we don't get to have music on the show.
Right, you just get our singing, which is we can't keep talking about it because
I know, but
annoying.
it makes me sad because I was just like, we have Keke Palmer on this episode. She's fantastic, amazing,
so
and
good.
the fact that we can't go into this interview playing bottoms up is it's a sin.
If Fran and I record music, would you be able to put it in, Noah?
We could, but I thought you guys were.
No, I legitimately think people would stop listening if we sang in between topics.
But hear me out. No, we're not going to sing in between topics.
Okay.
Blunt Audi.
Okay.
But what do you want to do with that?
Oh, well, we get all our music, I guess. For the beginning, the
Like the
intro.
beginning,
Yeah.
If we didn't have Harry Styles, maybe, but I don't think.
What do we
Blunt
go
Audi
into trivia with?
I have a trivia song.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
A jingle?
Yeah.
Blunt Audi
Wonderful.
will find its way.
Actually, remember that song that we were that one time you're gonna walk onto Cutting Stems and we're gonna have that music?
Yes,
I used that for that.
Perfect.
Oh, okay. Lovely.
Perfect.
So nothing personal, but I got some juice that I picked up on the internet.
Okay.
And it's not a topic for today, but I think it's very interesting. Did you know Travis Barker's daughter, Alabama Barker, who is 15 years old, she's gorgeous. She doesn't
Beautiful,
look 15.
Yeah, does not
look 15. She is good friends with Jordyn Woods' sister, and they post TikToks together.
Jordyn Woods' sister.
And they post
Alabama
TikToks
Barker.
together.
Okay.
Now, Kourtney Kardashian is obviously around them, right?
Yeah.
Her and Travis Barker. Do you think that Jordyn Woods' sister is then picking up the tea and then delivering it back to the Kardashians? Isn't that such a weird connection?
You think Jordyn Woods' sister is hearing what's going on with the Kardashians and going to tell Jordyn?
Yes, that could possibly be happening, right? It's just a weird tidbit that I picked up on the internet.
They're all so intertwined that I feel like Jordyn would always have a way to find out what's going on with them.
I guess so. It kind of just felt like everybody surrounding them stopped talking to Jordyn Woods in general.
Well, absolutely. It's just they're like the range of people that the Kardashians have associations with, it's such a spider web that somehow something's getting back to them.
So true. Honestly, it wasn't that juicy. It's just something that I gathered this information last night, popped up on my For You page, and I was like, whoa, this is something. Anyways,
when you see it, it's like, oh,
that's interesting.
I didn't know that.
Just had something to throw that out there. Something new.
Yeah.
What's going on in the personal life?
In my personal life? Not much. Like I said, it's stressful. I'm going to keep talking about it literally until I move.
Right.
It's just found a couch though.
Congrats.
Super
Good
exciting.
For you.
Step 1, found a couch, purchased.
Step 2 is move in.
Step 2 is move in. Step 3 is literally find all other pieces of furniture. But it's hard because, and I've said this a million times, right? I don't own any of my furniture. None of the stuff is mine. The bed, but even the stuff in my room,
your roommate
mooching for so long. My bed that I sleep on, not my bed. The rug in my room, not my rug.
A complete
mooch city. Yeah. So, she is moving out 5 days before my movers come. Not that I even really have anything to move. It's my clothes and the Peloton, but her movers are coming 5 days before, and she's like, well, I hate to break it to you, but you kind of have to have your entire room emptied because the rug is underneath everything, and she has to take that. So
this is what you texted me last night.
Yes.
So or today.
Yes.
I didn't answer.
I'm really, that is true.
I didn't mean to. I just wanted to hang out with you, and then you couldn't, and after that, you lost my attention.
Logistically, I have to take out everything in the drawers, in the dressers, and figure out even where I'm going to put that stuff. And then I got to find people to help me take the dressers down to the street. But then I also have to get the trash company or like a junk removal people or the city to come pick it up, because you can't just, of a certain size, you can't just leave it on the sidewalk for the garbage to pick up. New York City rules. So it's a lot. It's a lot.
You're dealing with a lot
It's
right
a lot.
now. We're going to get through it.
Yep.
I just want to drink so bad. Like, I just want
It's beautiful,
a
and
freaking
it's
drink.
good weather.
It's really nice weather out. I think I'm going to do that after work.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a drink of some sort. And yeah, just enjoy that. I'm excited. I'm excited for things coming up in the future for Chicks in the Office. I've really had my eyes set on this LA trip that I just needed to come sooner.
Yeah.
We got some fun stuff planned.
You're right. We're just, I don't know. I think we're just reaching a more exciting time.
Definitely.
You know? Weather's getting nicer. People are getting vaccinated.
Vaccinations all around. Noah got his second shot today.
I did.
Yeah.
I
How
did.
you feeling?
Orchestra was great again.
Yep.
Nice.
The Javits Center is
Yeah.
amazing. I got my first shot this week as
My
well.
second one is
Yeah.
on Sunday.
I was sitting there today thinking, like, just looking around, like, this is, like, very historic. Like, in like 50 years, like, just think about it.
That's
like,
so
just think about it.
nice. That's
I
so
thought about it
sweet.
too, but in a darker way. Like when I walked in the Javits Center, it was so organized, but also organized in like a scary way. Like I was like, this feels potentially like
Yeah.
the
We
apocalypse.
We said it
like-
feels like Divergent.
Yes.
The movie.
When you're
Yeah.
like walking out and you see all the people still waiting, and it's just like, it seems fake.
Yeah.
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 It seems
really
like that
seems like it's
movie,
from a movie.
What's the movie with Meryl Streep and the world is like in black and white and then it slowly kind of goes back to color? I'm blanking. The Giver. The Giver. It has the Giver vibes. If you've seen that movie, you know what I'm talking about.
It's and just like, you know, the woman who speaks, there's like I said this to you guys yesterday when I came back, but you walk in and you hear it on the loudspeaker, and she's like, welcome to the Javits Center. This is the COVID-19 vaccination. Like, this is the COVID-19 vaccination
it seems like you're
center.
going into like space.
Like it's,
Yes.
like it's like, buckle up. Like,
There was a funny guy who was like, if you didn't get a sticky, go to one of the soldiers. Like, he kept saying that to everyone. He's like, get a sticky so you can show everyone you got vaccinated.
I gotta be honest, I love that because I feel like that's one of those things that to himself is making him laugh so hard. 'Cause
Yeah,
he has
you
to
gotta
do
keep
that.
yourself
He has to do
entertained.
that all day, so he's like, I'm just gonna start calling it
Yeah.
stickies, and in my head, it's gonna be hilarious.
Oh, it's great. I mean, the Javits
So
Center,
it's like
there's
mundane jobs like that.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah. There's a
what's the
step
sticky?
there's a step and repeat. There's when I walked out.
Yes, there
was
is a step and repeat.
There's a selfie.
Yeah.
A selfie
Yeah.
stage photo. Like it says I've got to find. I took a picture of it because I was dying. I didn't take a selfie, but I took a picture of the sign.
I took a picture both times of the number of people vaccinated when I left,
Yeah.
just so I knew. Like,
It said MTA official selfie station, and you can take a selfie of yourself in front of this little thing that says #Team Vaccine. I got the shot. It's just an arm.
Oh man.
So it's nice. I mean, they make it fun, and I believe the CDC has said now that 50% plus of Americans have at least gotten their first shot now. So
that's awesome. It's great
Yeah.
news because I feel like what they say, they're like, oh, when you're vaccinated, you could be around other people that are vaccinated. When you travel, you don't have to take tests.
All
you don't have to
Americans are eligible
quarantine.
now.
You can just, everyone's eligible. You
Yeah.
can just get it. You can go, you can travel because they say if you got the vaccination. So
Yeah.
things are looking up. The summer's
Yeah.
looking up. I'm very excited. I feel like I have a few trips planned for the summer.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to San Diego for the first time, which I'm excited about. Listen to this. San Diego is a place where I'm always like, I think that I just like really want to move to San Diego when I'm
Right.
older.
Never been to San Diego. Yeah.
I have no
Yeah.
idea if I want to live there,
Yeah.
but I just always say I do. I've never been.
have you ever been to Santa Barbara?
No.
That's really nice.
The only time I've been to California is with you guys.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
true.
Just you guys. And we're going back again.
Yeah.
Just us. Like, we
Is our
only
third
go.
time?
This is our
Or
fourth.
fourth.
It's our fourth time.
Fourth time.
Wow.
We only go to California as a trio.
Yeah.
It's only work, never play.
I had
Mixed with play. We have a good time.
I had only been one time before we all went as a group with my mom, and it was to see colleges.
Yeah. If you
And that
guys
was
have
it.
any recommendations for really good restaurants in the Malibu area, send our way, because I was thinking about this last night. I was talking to somebody and I was like, yeah, Fran and I actually have only really been to Tom Tom when we go. That person
That
was like,
is true.
I've never been to Tom Tom. I was like, yeah, it's embarrassing. It's lame.
Tom
but
Tom, delicious.
Yeah, it's good, but we got to open our horizons.
Yeah,
so we'll do
yeah.
that. We'll do that. Maybe we'll put out a little vlog. It'll be a fun thing, and hopefully we'll get some cool interviews.
Yeah.
And we got a fun thing going on with MTV, but we'll talk more about that when it gets closer to the date. We have a super fun show today. It's jam-packed. We got trivia. Obviously, we do that every Wednesday now. Tell us.
Couple this time.
Yeah, it's a couple, which is really
I'm excited.
exciting. And let us know how you guys are feeling about the trivia segment. We really enjoy doing it,
Yeah.
but we want to know that you guys enjoy listening.
I was just looking through my emails, and someone from Panama was like begging to be on the trivia. I'm like, that's pretty cool.
That is
Love
awesome.
that.
We got to get them on. Yeah, so let us know how you guys feel about it. If you enjoy listening to it, then let us know. And if the answer is more so that you enjoy listening to it, like say there's like 20 people DM and they're like, we love it. And then there's like 3 that were like, we don't like it.
Yeah.
We're going to keep doing it.
You've been overruled.
You've been overruled.
Overruled. Moving on.
Yes. We also have a great interview with Keke Palmer. She is
Yeah.
so awesome.
Stacked episode.
Stacked episode. If you're
Seriously.
listening, I was going to say I highly recommend listening, but you're already
Yeah,
listening.
yeah.
Super motivational. She'll get you pumped up.
Joe loves Keke Palmer, and he asked me like how the interview went, and I was like, it was so great. And he was like, well, what did you guys talk about? And I was like, honestly, I can't even really tell you. Like, it was just, everything she said was just amazing. Like,
Everything.
Everything she said just was inspirational and just fun and funny, and just like you strive to be like Keke Palmer. Because he was like, well, tell me like what you guys talked about. I was like, I can't even, you just have to listen to it.
Right.
You just have to
And
listen to it.
also, you get a little inside scoop for something maybe happening.
Yeah.
Maybe happening with
Yeah.
Nickelodeon, if you know what I mean. So we'll get into that. And then we are also going through our topics with Justin Sylvester. We're talking about Demi Lovato versus the Froyo plays. Also, Dayna is leaving Vanderpump Rules. And
Bennett has got his eyes set on Kelley Flanagan.
yes, he does.
Do we have anything else you wanted to say?
No, cut this part out. I'm trying to think. What time is it?
It's 4:20. 4:20.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Well, keep this in,
420
guys.
on 420.
Keep this in. Keep this in. It's 4:20 on 4:20. So, you
Taking
know,
a screenshot.
just soak in the moment. Okay.
Yeah.
Soak in the moment.
Today's my cousin's birthday. Isn't that just like such a funny birthday to
That
have?
is a funny birthday.
Yeah.
I haven't smoked nearly enough today, actually. I smoked once, and it was actually for an ad. Like, I didn't
Yeah.
even really, you know.
Yeah.
Well, here's
You'll
the
have
thing.
your time. The day will end.
I'm not
and-
like a big, like, 420 person, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I'm...
Did you see that in New York at the park? I
Yes,
think at Union
they're giving out
Square.
free
I
To
saw
joints.
that.
show you're vaccinated and 21 and older, they're handing out
Seems
free
kind of
joints.
sketchy. Seems
See,
kind of sketchy.
Potentially, but if you're in the park and they're advertising like that you're doing it, then you got to be fairly legit.
Yeah.
How does
No,
that
it's-
work?
it's-
Like if
Is that
you're like if
legal?
you're if
It's definitely legit. I forget
Yeah.
who's running it. I think it's a medical marijuana thing where
Right.
they're like, the least we can do
right.
is like...
Is that
Because imagine if it
legal?
was like not you know, where it was more sketchy, it was more like underground. Like they wouldn't be like they wouldn't be sending out press releases.
And now that
doing
it's legal
it.
in New York, like it's...
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you can smoke like outside though. Still, like that's not legal. That's not legal anywhere. Like it's like alcohol. You can't drink outside.
I mean,
Then where would you smoke?
They're gonna have like designated, like once everything's set up, like bars, but like in your home. Like,
yeah, but like in California,
you can't smoke outside.
you can't smoke
No,
outside.
like even in Amsterdam, they don't want you to smoke like on the streets.
yeah, but
Then
isn't that
where
the
do you
same rule with like
smoke?
cigarettes technically, and people don't care?
No, I mean you can smoke. You have to smoke cigarettes outside.
But
I don't know the rules.
Yeah,
I truly don't know
This
the
could be
rules.
one of those where I'm
I
like
mean,
very
no,
confident and not right, but like
Yeah.
I actually.
well, you
think
did
I'm
that
right.
with the chiropractors. He didn't want me
Yeah.
to bring that
Don't
up.
bring that
I-
up. Don't bring
To
that
be
up.
honest, the same thought popped in my head, and I was like, I'm not going to say it. So I'm glad.
Well,
you
we
did.
never addressed it, and I wanted
Well, I'm
to just
glad
get
you
my
did.
shot in, and there it was.
There it
Noah
was.
fucked up when he said that
Yeah.
chiropractors don't go to school. That's on record.
Yep.
Noah, do you agree? I won't make you apologize. Just say you fucked up.
I was wrong.
Yeah,
You were
there
wrong.
you go.
Yep.
There you
Okay.
go. We won't make you say sorry though. That's too much. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into the topics. Starting off with Justin Sylvester doing
Yes,
the topics with
we're
us.
doing them all with Justin Sylvester.
Yes. Guys, it's time to get out of that winter hibernation. We're getting into spring now. Summer's around the corner. We're shaking those winter feels off of us. I know I have. I know
Shake them off.
I have shaken off those winter feels. And honestly, I've done that with the help of
It's April 2021 starting.
Yeah, 2021 starts next week, guys. And the way that I'm getting ready for the new year is with Care of Vitamins. They are great. They are catered to you. You fill out an online quiz, a personal quiz. You can do it with your friends. It's fun. Fran and I have done it together. You're like, oh, I think you need a little help with that. Oh, I think you need a little help with that.
Sometimes you need a friend to tell you what you really got going on.
Exactly. Give it to you straight up. So you go online to takecareof.com. You fill out the quiz. Takes 5 minutes. And then they curate vitamins for you. Little cute packages with your name on it daily. You don't have all the bottles mixed up in your house. Just these little packages every day waiting for you. I take iron every day. I take vitamin D every day.
I keep mine in my bathroom.
Fish oil every day. It's so easy. It's so convenient. So right now, if you go to takecareof.com and enter code CITO50, you can get yourself some vitamins. Get on that wave. Get on that path.
Yeah.
That's what you want to be on. Vitamins really do help improve your whole overall lifestyle. It's important. Get into that routine, waking up every morning and popping those vitamins from Care of, catered to you. It's not like you're headed to the store and you're like, well, which vitamins do I want to take?
You don't have like 15 different bottles.
No, it's easy. It's personalized for yourself. So go to takecareof.com and get 50% off with CITO50.
Like I want to kiss a random, like I just want to kiss a stranger. I want to kiss a stranger.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody just wants to kiss a stranger at this point.
I want to sniff somebody. Yeah. I want to sniff. I want to get close enough to a stranger to where I can sniff them and like smell the Irish Spring on like a straight dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I get what you're saying. But you were, were you in the hospital? Is that what we were hearing?
Hold on, bitch. It was crazy. Hold on. Let me take this Invisalign out. No, yeah, I was in the hospital. In a nutshell, I fell off a bike in college and I let the problem just build up. I would, get checked for it once a year and everyone would say, okay, we can fix it like in the office really quickly. And it was like, fine. I stayed on top of it. And when COVID hit, doctor's offices really changed. And, it was only if an emergency do you call and get in. So I went almost 2 years without checking on the problem. And finally, COVID kind of laxed and people were vaccinated and my doctor's office open. And I went in thinking it was going to be like a routine checkup. And she was like, okay, so you waited too long and you're going to have to get this operated on by Friday.
Oh my gosh. So fast. So fast. Were you expecting that at all? Or you were just like, oh, I'm just going in, regular checkup, whatever?
Girl, I had a whole lunch plan afterwards. I was going to Mexico. I was going to Mexico, trying to like go meet friends. Yeah. Like I had a whole weekend planned, like bathing suits, swim trunks, dipping in the water. I had no clue that this was going to happen. So I was in shock when I heard it, and I had no time to mentally prepare. I had never had surgery before in my life. Yeah. It's scary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Crazy. I mean, we had to do, it was scheduled for last weekend. Our producer was like, we can still do it. He said, I'll do it from the hospital. And we were like, what?
Like, no, he's got to rest. Like,
we can do it next week. Like, he definitely doesn't need to do it from the hospital.
I know you people at E are workaholics. I know you are. I see you. I see Nina Parker all the time. You're not sleeping. I'm like, of course he's saying he would do it, but no.
No, I'm telling you, but you probably would have had a real good episode. Yeah, those painkillers. I was saying all kinds of. I'm so happy that my Nest cameras don't record sound because the things that were flying out of my mouth on crazy. These pain meds, it's crazy. But to be honest, God, I'm really going there with you guys. I, understand, and I've lived with people who are addicts and addicted to things, and like alcohol I can totally understand and I'm totally in, but when you talk about painkillers, I don't know how people get addicted to them. The constipation alone would drive me crazy.
100%. And also they make you sick too. Like I remember I've had like 2 surgeries, and the first time I took them, I was like puking because they just made me so nauseous. And then the second time I had the same situation that you were talking about. But also I will say, like when you like obviously, the addiction thing, very bad. I'm not advertising
Yes. No.
painkillers. That all aside, we all get that. But the little bit that you get after surgery, you're like, this is awesome. And it's going to stop. It's going to stop after like a week. You're like, all right, I'm just going to take this in. I remember I was telling my parents, I was like, I want to go to the club right now. They're like, no, you sound crazy, but you feel so good. You just feel so good.
It's all fun and games until like you need a doula for the first time you're going to take a shit. Mm-hmm. Like I could have hired a midwife in this motherfucker. I was breathing. I was like leaning on the side of my bed.
It's one of those when you got to take your shirt off and you're like sweating so much. Yeah.
No, you have to like light a candle, like put on some Inya.
Yeah.
And for me, like I know my body is healthy when I am regular, when I'm on a regular basis.
Yep,
And I, right before the show, I like to go do. And, I'm like a 7-year-old. Take my pants off. I'll like, swing my, text
having a
and
good
shit.
time.
Yeah.
Having a good time. So after like 4 days of, being on the pain relievers, I came to and I was like, oh shit. Like I haven't
literally
done that.
Yeah.
And it honestly took me a moment to grasp what I had gotten myself into. Mm-hmm. And there was some panic because I knew the minute, and I started freebasing that Colace. Girl, I was eating that Colace like it was gummy bears. Okay? Didn't help. It was horrible. It was terrible.
Oh,
but
man.
You've really been through it.
Yeah.
You really went through it.
I've been through it. Oh, next time, I don't care if it's open heart surgery. Keep me awake. Because I know that anesthesia is a mess. Yeah. And I will take ibuprofen all day.
That's great. No, you're crazy. You're crazy.
You know that there is a doctor in New York. His name is, I don't know if I can say his name. That's my HIPAA law shit.
Yeah.
He now does facelifts. He does facelifts under Twilight.
No.
And Twilight is basically like you're awake, but you're not
feel
there.
Anything.
You don't feel anything.
On your face? Oh, God.
On your face because... They say the healing process is faster because your body doesn't have to restart itself and have to drain the anesthesia.
I get it, but at the same time,
I get it, but it sounds so terrifying.
The sleep that you get, I don't know. Oh, we got to get into the topics.
It
now
sounds
we're
so
be
terrifying.
You, like, way past
yeah.
Whatever. But,
as always.
We could talk forever.
Before we start breaking everything down, we noticed that you've gone through. When did you change your Instagram name?
Yeah.
Now you're at Justin A. Sylvester. When the hell did that happen?
Because you were the lady sitter. Wait, can we talk about this on the when we start the interview? Because I feel like, do you not want to talk about it publicly?
Oh, I felt like we had already started.
No, I'll talk about it. Yeah, I'll talk about it.
Okay. Let me just introduce you quickly. All right, because we didn't do that.
I thought.
I know. I was like, whoa! I thought we were already going too.
I mean, we can.
I was going to interview.
All right, you know what? Let's just keep this all in. We're here with Justin Sylvester from E. We love him. He's been on the show before. We usually talk about the pop culture topics. We've been talking this whole time, so we'll keep all that in.
Yeah.
But I want everybody to know who we're talking to. So you were formerly the lady sitter on Instagram. You changed your name. Fran pointed out.
It's a
earlier.
rebrand.
Yeah. Why did you do that?
2 words: Michelle Obama.
Okay.
Michelle Obama said my first and last name.
Oh,
Say no more.
Yeah.
She said my first and last name in an interview.
Really?
And she gave me a compliment and she said, Justin Sylvester, you're on the right track. And that day, I was like, you know what? Maybe it's time for a change. And I had been thinking, because let me let you know something. When you're the lady sitter, women love you. Women want to be your best friend. They will buy a product that you endorse because you are the lady sitter and you know a lot. But no man wants to do the nasty to a man named the lady sitter. Okay.
Have you run into that problem?
Yeah, everybody friend zones me. Like people are like, oh, the lady sitter. And then you have to explain what it means, like the lady sitter. Like, people don't talk in phone numbers anymore. So when you're at a gay club and you're in Miami and you're like,
follow me on Instagram.
Yeah.
Follow me on Instagram. And then it's like, holy shit, you're on TV. You're like everybody's black gay friend at 10 o'clock in the morning. It's a little daunting. And, I was going to keep it, but I felt like once Michelle Obama hit it and once I started doing Trends Day Wednesday on the Today Show, I kind of sort of need to be a little bit more serious. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
Once Hoda is involved, you gotta.
Well, once Michelle Obama is saying your name,
no,
and then you're
100%.
like, and I feel like also you're like, oh shit, she just said my name. Now when people go to search me, how are they gonna find me? And then your name is right there.
Yeah. And, I always said I'll change it when it makes sense. Because when I started at E, I didn't have that many followers. I loved the Lady Sitter. I thought I was going to take it in more of a lifestyle kind of way, almost in a goop, but in a more practical kind of way, giving women all of these great products that make sense for the everyday mom and things that I saw that Kyle used, that my other clients use, that made sense, but that didn't break the bank. That's where I thought Lady Sitter was going to go. And when I got to E, it was like, no, you're going to be a news host and a news journalist. And, I thought to myself, at some point, I'm going to have to change this. It's going to go in a different direction. And someone said, you'll know when it's time. So once Hoda and Michelle Obama met at that corner, at that intersection, honey, it was time.
It's time. Yeah. And I feel like now you can separate the both of them, right? Like you're Justin Sylvester. That's who you are. That is your Instagram. But the Lady Sitter can be a brand of its own. So you could separate the two.
For sure. And, I love the Lady Sitter. And I've known the Lady Sitter since I was 17 years old. That's when I got my first lady sitting client. And I lady sat until the last day I was 29. And even when I had Daily Pop, when I first got it, the first 2 years, I kept 2 clients because I didn't know where the show was going to go.
Right.
And I also I was very devoted to them. They weren't taking no for an answer. So the Lady Sitter had kind of stuck with me for a long time. It wasn't until we sold the show that I felt like, oh, I can give it to somebody else and I can put it into somebody else's hands to craft the story. And I'm happy with the change. I'm excited, and I've grown so much since I started Daily Pop 5 years ago. And I want to keep on going. Who knows? I might be the host formerly known as Justin.
You never know. The name could change.
Totally.
Let's get into the topics that we want to discuss with you. We are going to start off with the Demi Lovato Froyo situation.
Biggest story all week.
Yeah, it's the biggest story all week.
And so bizarre. It's so bizarre, and it's like, this is the top headline.
Right, it's the top headline. And so Fran and I have not discussed it yet, actually.
Yeah.
We haven't discussed it on any platforms yet, and we are so excited to first talk about it with you because I think that you are super honest. You tell it how it is, but you also give a little insight to the celebrity. I mean, you're around them, you know what it's like. So here's the deal with the Demi Lovato situation. If you haven't been paying attention, Demi Lovato posted on her Instagram about this place called The Big Chill in LA. It's a frozen yogurt place. She said that she felt triggered when she walked in being greeted by sugar-free options, dairy-free options. And then the Big Chill responded and they said, hey, we've been doing it this way for 36 years. Demi Lovato was not happy with their reply. She went in on them. She went in. She said, your service was terrible. She really shook them down.
Yeah.
And I felt like they were kind of holding their ground where they didn't think they did anything wrong. And now it's turned into this, I think, big mess because I think a lot of people were confused on how to feel about it, right? Because you're like, well, what's the problem with sugar-free options? What's the problem with dairy-free options? Some people that have celiac or are vegan or other things, they need those options. And that's why people have them. So, but then somebody found an old post from The Big Chill, and I don't know if you guys saw this. It was I think from 2016. It might have been. It was old. And it said eat me guilt-free cookies. And so then Demi Lovato started posting that. But in my head, I was kind of just like, that's not even what you were talking about, because now you're just stealing what everyone else is pumping at you. That's from 2016.
She got onto Instagram Live and kind of tried to apologize, and it really blew up in a way that I'm assuming she didn't think it would, but it really escalated so much. So we're curious what you kind of made out of all of this.
Look.
Yeah.
I love when a celebrity gets passionate about something. And, whatever form of activism that you have and what you pick up, it might not be my hill that I want to die on, But when I first woke up and saw this story, the first thing I thought was, thank God we have something else to talk about besides Harry and Meghan and this funeral.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm just, since that interview, I don't want to hear about Harry and Meghan. And I'm sure Meghan was like, thank you, Demi Lovato.
Yeah.
Bitch, I needed a break. A bitch needed a break. Okay.
Right. Can only do so much Meghan Markle, so much Travis and Courtney. Just a lot.
And Demi Lovato's like, Demi
so
Lovato's like,
much.
please, Meghan Markle, do something else and take the spotlight off me now.
Yes. Courtney, suck that thumb again I can go ahead.
Exactly.
Suck
And
his
get
dick
some
next time. Let's make it even bigger.
Yes. But I also woke up to the reports that 27 people had been shot in Chicago, one being a little girl and her father in a McDonald's drive-thru. And I think to myself, is this the hill you're going to die on when we have the Derek Chauvin, George Floyd trial going on, when Black lives are still not mattering in the world, when gun violence is at its peak? This is what you are going to pick. With that being said, I also have dated someone in the program. And what I've learned through going through the program with somebody is that a lot of times when people are newly sober, this is going to come out wrong, but I'm going to say it. Yeah. They get a little self-righteous and they're preachy and they get, on these bandwagons, not because they want to, but because they really feel clear and they really want people to see their disposition.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, going into a dessert spot and finding options that you don't like and then feeling triggered about them after these people have been open for 36 years is like going to Ralph's and feeling triggered that they have produce.
Right.
So you almost it just was the wrong thing to go after, I find.
Yeah. I just felt like I can understand where she has issues and this is something she deals with every day. Absolutely. But now this business is just they're getting shit on all over the place, and also in the middle of obviously we're still in the pandemic and businesses are struggling and people are like, well, Demi Lovato's now taken down this small business. What are they going to do? But I feel like at the same time, more people are going to go now because they're so mad at what Demi Lovato's saying.
Yeah, they're like, let me eat those sugar-free cookies.
Now, I totally get the eat me guilt-free. I get what she was saying about that, but that's not not what she found in the store. That's not what she was talking about. She was talking about sugar-free options. It was like, sometimes people want a sugar-free or need to have sugar-free.
I'm a black, gay, lactose intolerant gay man. I am if I have any motherfucking dairy, bitch, you can come in and join me in this motherfucking bathroom for the next 2 hours. I look for those things.
Right.
I look for those moments. I also look for guilt-free. I don't know. For me, it's not a trigger, but I understand the trigger points. I feel like it's one of those things where, did your mother ever tell you this when you were growing up? If you still want to write this email, and if you go to bed and you still want to send it in the morning, send it.
Yep.
9 times out of 10, you woke up the next morning and you took half that email out and you felt like you weren't on fire, anymore. And the email was more concise and it made more sense. I just feel like she pulled the trigger in the heat of the moment. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And like most celebrities, she had to back down and apologize.
Yep. Right. It's the same thing. Like you said, the email, you're in a relationship with somebody, you get mad at them. 15 minutes later, you wait it out. You're like, am I still as mad as I was? No, you never are. And also another thing people are talking about is she's now California sober, right? She smokes, she drinks a little bit. And somebody pointed out, if it's so triggering for you to walk into a dessert place and see these options, you're posting about smoking weed on your story and you just had this major overdose, this documentary talking about it, that could be triggering to somebody else. It's kind of
no matter what you do, right? You could be walking your dog, that could be triggering to some people. So it's hard to deal with that. And I think for me, I understand like where she was coming from, because I do think that the media, there's a lot of like diet culture that is bad that can be perpetuated.
Yes.
And I think that's the message she was really trying to get
she
across.
has sold those type of things on her Instagram. She's like sold the diet teas. She's
Yeah,
done
but
that. And
not recently.
No, but people are saying if you're gonna get mad,
But people can screenshot
Yeah,
it.
and they're saying
But
if you're
people
gonna
can
get
screenshot
if you're
it
gonna
like
get mad
she-
about something,
If
from
you're gonna get mad about
2016,
cookies from 2016,
then people are allowed to get mad at something that you did. If you're gonna pull, if you're gonna pull that card.
Yeah, I agree. I'm saying I think like she built up what she was saying in her mind as like this big message that she was coming against the diet culture, like punch, and this is, you know, triggering to the ED community. And then but the way she did it like didn't really make any sense. Like the way she did it, like it was like the way you came across was not the right way to express how you feel about these moments.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I blame the gay friends around her. Because if she had a real gay friend, if there was a real queen in that situation, we'd be like, girl, I don't know if you want to do this. Like, I don't think that you should do this. And I feel like there is, and I don't want to say this about her. I don't think, I'm not specifically talking about her. I'm talking about Instagram and social media in general. I feel like there's this culture of people who go in on these pseudo activism rants because they want that approval. They want people to say, go off, sis. And yes, like we're here and yada, yada, yada. And I feel like people get caught up in that whole thing. And there's something about, and I've done it before in the past. I've posted something knowing that I was going to get that approval, knowing that I needed that validation. I think we all do it to some extent. So I'm not going to go ahead and say I'm not one of those people.
Yeah.
But I just think when you're a celebrity, sometimes you just need that validation more than other people.
Yeah.
Right. And it almost comes across a little phony sometimes. I think that's what it is. You're just like, I think that Demi Lovato does care. So I know what you're saying. We're not talking about her specifically, but other celebrities, when they talk about things, you're like, is this really what you care about? Because I don't know.
For sure.
Yeah.
By the way, let me ask you a question. Did you watch, I know this is probably old and you guys probably did it last week. Did you watch Sharon Osbourne and Bill Maher?
No.
I was weirdly kind of very interested in the whole situation that went down on the talk.
Yes. I was very interested in it. And look, I think that Sharon Osbourne crossed the line with Cheryl Underwood.
Yeah.
I think that if I were to curse out my coworker, whether there was a camera or not, I would probably, if I said, I don't want to fucking do this shit or blah, blah, we're going to come back and do this fucking thing. You know, I think that I would probably be fired as well. I think, you know, all of those things are correct. But with that being said, I have a little bit of respect for Sharon Osbourne in the sense that she didn't go on Bill Maher and just say what people wanted her to say.
Right. Yeah.
And she said, you know, she stood up for a friend and she didn't entirely agree with the Meghan Markle thing. And she agreed with Piers Morgan on what he said. And a lot of people think that way.
Yeah.
So I have some respect for her that she just didn't get on Instagram and go in and say, I want to say I'm really sorry because my publicist said I should say this. And here are the 4 keynotes that I'm going to hit, when I don't really believe them.
Right.
Right. It's when people are so blatantly honest, you can tell, and you respect that more, even if you disagree with their opinion. You're like, well, at least you're an honest person. At least
Piers
you're not
Morgan
fake.
sucks, but
right? He sucks.
Piers Morgan sucks, but if Sharon's gonna back him up,
and that sucks as well. But if she's gonna then, you know, double down on that, it's like, well, you know what? Good for you for standing your ground on something. You know, like, I don't agree with you, but at least you're an honest person. Because I do feel like there's a lot of times, and we talk about this with celebrity apologies, when they, you know, something happened in the past and gets brought back up and they have to address it. And a lot of the times the apologies seem very, you know,
quick,
curated. They're curated by a publicist. You can tell it's on a notes app. They're not getting on. I'm always like, well, wouldn't it be super honest and real if they got on Instagram Live or whatever it is, and they really talk it through. Like, they really just show their true emotions, people would see that. They would be like, okay, you're a real person. I understand why you did that, why you thought that was a good thing or bad thing at the time. Now you know what you did was wrong. People could see honesty. So
that's why I thought Jimmy Kimmel did it the best way he could. He sat down with Don Lemon.
Yeah.
Don Lemon is not going to let anybody roller skate. This ain't a GMA, apology where we're going to let Chris Harrison do a pre-tape situation and he's going to hit the notes on the prompter.
Yeah.
And Michael Strahan can't say anything because his producer has his hand in his back. Like, don't you fuck this up for us.
Right. There's a time constraint. They're like, look at the clock.
Yeah. And we all know this is going to be edited to film.
Right.
I mean, they probably put a beauty filter on his ass at the end of it.
Yeah.
But, Jimmy Kimmel was like, I'm going to do this way. I'm going to sit with someone. I'm going to have an open conversation and I'm going to let him hold my hand to the fire. And I think a lot of times celebrities should look at not only how quickly Jimmy Kimmel got out of that situation, but how his life resumed.
Right.
I think, if Chris Harrison would have gave it a little bit more time and sat with somebody who wasn't under the ABC umbrella and really, sat and had a conversation, a back and forth with a Black woman like, like even a Cheryl Underwood or Wendy Williams, or if you really wanted to get into the Oprah Winfrey and just have that communication, it would have been great. But I think people are afraid to be in trouble.
Yeah.
So the crisis management, old school, your 65-year-old specialist publicist and say, okay, we're going to go on the apology tour and we're going to do X, Y, and Z.
Right.
No, we're going to sit in this. We're going to learn a little bit and then we're going to come back. I hate to use this example because I really like her as a person and I don't think that she is a racist. I'm going to say this again. I don't think she's a racist. I think she just said and did some insensitive things, and I don't think she should have been fired from her job. Stassi Schroeder, I use as an example all the time. She went on Tamron Hall. It was too early. She wasn't ready. She didn't get it quite yet. Yeah. And it kind of backfired in her face.
Yeah.
Right. I actually love hearing this input from you because I feel like it's stuff that people are kind of afraid to say sometimes, right? Like you were like, I don't believe Stassi is racist, which is very fair. Like, I don't think so either. But immediately, if somebody has done some insensitive things, they're labeled as, they're racist. And then if you say, well, I don't think so, then all of a sudden you're part of the problem. But it's just a very real life, like, human thing, right? Like you can do insensitive things.
It really does turn into like a racist snowball.
It's not like who you are as a person.
Yeah. Yeah.
100%. And I use the word racially insensitive a lot.
Yeah.
And I use it because I grew up in South Louisiana and I went to an all-white Catholic school. I was Black and I was gay. I have experienced race in a way that a lot of people will never, ever experience it. I grew up in the South, the dirty South in the 80s. I grew up in a neighborhood where the white side was on one side of the track and the Black side was on the other side of the track. And my friends' parents from school used to drop me at the corner because they didn't want to get too close to that side. So when you say racism, I'm here. I get it. I'm there. But I also have known people who are racist, and I also know people who are racially insensitive, who don't understand. And there are a lot of people who don't understand the difference. I have also grew up with people who were racially insensitive.
Yeah, because they're around that. That's what their parents are teaching them. They've never stepped outside of that to learn something new. And then when you step outside of it, it's like,
yes.
Yep.
But even Black people, I have to sometimes tell, I dated a guy who would say things and I'm like, you can't say that. You're just as wrong as them. You're being racially insensitive. You are, grouping a group of people together. You can't say that. That's racially insensitive. I too have found myself not knowing, the proper pronouns or the proper words to describe people. That is racially insensitive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've said it and I've corrected myself and I've moved past it and I did the research and I've done that. And I just think sometimes we lump people into, all right, they're racist.
Yeah. 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 And
it's just not really fair sometimes.
Look at Stassi,
depending on the situation, but
Sta-
sometimes it's just not fair.
Yeah, Stassi, as the example, she's no longer on Vanderpump Rules, and Vanderpump Rules, I guess, we could good segue into the next topic. Into our next topic, there's an exclusive that Dayna from this last season of Vanderpump is not coming back. She's not coming back to the show. And for me, the way that this show has changed in this COVID and the firings and the people who aren't coming back or not coming back, and it's like, who do we have left? The Toms? Is that it?
Yeah. What do you think about the show? What do you think should happen?
But who's Dayna Catherine?
Yeah.
I honestly,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's like, oh my God, Kelsey Grammer leaves Frasier after so many years.
Right.
Jerry Seinfeld walking away from Seinfeld. Like, if Dana's last name ain't Vanderpump, or she hadn't been on since the beginning, like, why are we giving a fuck?
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like when Stassi Schroeder no longer on Vanderpump was like, whoa, okay.
Yeah.
Stassi, she did step away at some point, but like, she is Vanderpump Rules. They're a part of it. Dayna, we never got acquainted with.
And it's like, after one season, like, a lot of times, there's this back and forth. If you notice, like when a housewife leaves and she and another housewife get into a fight, from the same city, like months later, it was like, well, you were fired. And then it's like, no, I was not. Don't ever say that. A lot of networks, let people walk away with their dignity.
Yeah.
So we may not ask you back.
Yeah.
But we're not going to say you got fired.
Yeah. Yes.
We're just going to say, like, we're not going to say anything. We're going to let you say whatever you need. And we're never going to jump in to this conversation. And the only time I've ever seen Bravo, and kudos to Bravo because they're geniuses at this.
Yeah.
The only time I've ever seen Bravo actually kind of admit that somebody wasn't fired or even validated it is during the E. Have you guys seen that reality show with Andy Cohen?
The Real, yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So good.
Caroline Manzo.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, Caroline Manzo got fired. Teresa brought it up a few times about how she got fired over the years.
Yeah.
And Andy Cohen finally said, you walked away from the show. Why did you do that?
Yeah.
And, she was like, thank you, motherfucker. After 10 years of fighting with these bitches about how I didn't get fired. Like, you could see she was so relieved that he finally, had this moment of clarity that she can say, haha.
Yeah. What is do you know like the rule on that, on whether or not they can say, because that took 10 years for that to come out. When somebody, who was it?
Like Dorinda to me was fired.
Right. Dorinda, it seemed like she was not asked to come back or quote unquote
I feel like
fired.
she was not asked to come back to her house. I was in New York.
Right. But do you think when they're on the show for a certain amount of time and there's that certain respect between the two parties, they're like, you are allowed to say that you stepped away even though we're not asking you back? Do they have that conversation?
No, I think they do it. I think what they do, working in production, and looking at, Nene's contracts, like, we saw the whole blow up with Nene happen, and Nene said publicly that they guaranteed her 6 episodes. That is basically your friend.
Right.
And a lot of times housewives don't want to be friends.
Right.
They think it's a downgrade.
Yeah.
I truly think of it as I can work part-time now. I don't have to be at every event and I don't have to pull someone's hair out. I might not have a diamond or a peach, but
the friends can also come in and drop the bomb. Like the friend can come in, drop the bomb and then leave. Like that's
And if I've learned anything from Luann de Lesseps, you can come back as a friend and then end up in the middle holding the double apple, a year later. I think a lot of times
Brandy last season on Beverly Hills.
Came back in and did her thing. I think a lot of times, what they do, and I don't know this for certain, but when I was working in production, when we had a cast member that wasn't really performing, you would offer them something that they found like a little bit degrading and demoralizing. And then they would say, I think I'm just going to walk away and take a break.
Yeah, right.
Okay, that makes sense. Almost push them out.
Yeah.
You kind of push them out, or you kind of sort of, I think, what happened with Dorinda was she held a mirror up. I think what happened the last year she was on the show, she said she didn't really love, herself that much on the show. And I think she was probably like, I probably need to take a break and go away for a season and then come back with a whole new life, a whole new look. And I bet you Bravo was like, great. We love you. You are Dorinda. There will be no one else like you. And we will welcome you back in a, capacity. However, let me tell you a little insight about Housewives. No matter who you are, you don't truly know if you're going to be a housewife until the season is almost over. So if you had a diamond, a peach, anything, if you go on Housewives and you're a returning cast member, it's fair game for everybody.
Yeah.
Really?
Sutton probably thought that she was coming in as a friend. They looked at the footage from the season and they were like, you actually brought it. We love what you've done. You would deserve a diamond. A lot of times, Housewives get demoted midway through the season, but it's not because of some disagreement. It's just, that's how it goes. There are 6 spots. It's like America's Next Top Model. There are 6 spots. There are 7 of you. This is how this is going to go. The people with the most compelling stories and the people who are forthcoming and who, connect with the audience this season get to be a part of the main cast.
Yeah, how the drama plays out. Do you have a favorite Housewives? Do you watch all of them?
I watch all of them. My favorite of all time, I'm going to take Beverly Hills out.
Fair.
I'm kind of partial to Beverly Hills.
Yeah. Beverly Hills is our favorite. Kind of it's just different than the rest, I think.
Yeah.
Potomac,
yeah.
Really? I actually haven't watched Potomac.
Bitch.
Yeah.
Potomac.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, don't sleep on Potomac. Potomac, the women are different. The women are, the cast is mostly Black women, but they're so different from women in Atlanta because, I think a lot of times people think that Black people are a monolith. Like we're all thuggy. All the guys are thuggy. All the girls are this. All the women of this age are that. And what I love about being Black is that all of our Blacks are different. And we are so expressive and they're so different. And, Black people in Louisiana are different from Black people in California that are different from Black people in Atlanta. We just express ourselves very differently. We're very expressive people. When you watch Potomac, first of all, the reads are top notch. The women are so different from anybody that I've ever met. And I just feel like I'm always rooting for the underdog. And that cast last season completely brought every single thing that I was looking for.
Really? I'm interested. So the only Housewives I've ever watched are New Jersey and Beverly Hills. And a little bit of Atlanta, a little bit of New York City, a little bit of Salt Lake City. Like I got a little bit of each, but like through and through Beverly Hills and New Jersey, I've watched like all the way.
I've been in a binge, so I've just been going through all of them because when I was younger, I just hadn't watched them. So when COVID started, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to start and we're going to see how far we get. So I did Beverly Hills from the beginning. I've done New Jersey from the beginning. I'm about to finish New York from the beginning. And now I think I'm going to do Potomac from the beginning.
Yeah.
And Potomac, let me tell you, I tell everybody, this is how I would do if I had to catch up on Housewives and you don't have the time to do every single season because, there's 11 seasons of Beverly Hills. There's 14 of Atlanta. I do the first 2 episodes, the last 2 episodes, and then the reunions.
Yep.
So you get to set up the new characters, you set up the final drama, and then you head to the reunion and you get to experience it that way. Nothing is better. There's never been a better cast than season 1 of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills or season, I think it was 3 or 4 when Cynthia, Nene, Sheree, Kim Zolciak, Candy, and I think Marlo was popping in and out at this point. Those were the 2 best casts in reality TV history.
Yeah.
And the drama was real.
The drama, that's what I'm saying. The drama with Atlanta was so real. Like almost to the point where it was like uncomfortably real, where the ladies couldn't even like talk about each other. Like, you know how the housewives, they'll talk about each other, they'll come on the show, they'll talk about whoever. But it felt like with that cast of Atlanta, like they wouldn't even like step on each other's toes at one point. Like they were like, we're done with this. It got like really bad.
Well, I think it's because, and you know, this happens. You watch a reality show and everybody tiptoes until they can't anymore. The ice always breaks from under you. So because we're friends, like, you know, we've all sat here, you know, this is our third time sitting. I love you guys. You two know more about each other than anyone else in this room. If you two went on a reality show, at some point, you would find that she crossed the line. So then you would cross the line and push the line further. Yeah. And then it would go back and forth and back and forth. Nene and Sheree knew each other for years. Kim Zolciak and Nene knew each other's dirtiest secrets from jump.
Yeah.
So you're talking about, you know, a volcano waiting to erupt, which is why we got the bankruptcy, which is why we got the, you know, you got your car repossessed. Like, you know, we would never get that from five strangers.
Right. And what was the like the cockroach thing that they went to somebody's house?
The cockroach thing.
That was like such a big deal, right? Didn't they go to, was it Kim and they went to
Kim and Brielle went to Nene's house.
And they said they saw a cockroach and they made her seem like she was dirty, and it was like a whole thing. I remember that. Yeah, that was crazy.
Don't ever, but you know, it's so crazy. It's so crazy, the buttons that people push. And I think a lot of times, like, you know, even in Beverly Hills, you know, working on that show for 5 seasons and seeing, you know, almost the transformation and the roller coaster. Like when Limogate happened, season 1 with Kyle and Kim, that was one of the most protected secrets in reality TV in Hollywood. You know, no one knew that. I worked in Kyle's house for 6 months. I had no clue.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a real moment between sisters.
Yeah.
You know, when Brandy outed Adrian for having a surrogate, no one knew that. You know, no one knew. She didn't want anyone to know because she didn't want her kids to find out on the internet. Like, it was a really big thing. When Russell, you know, when Camille said, you know, Russell beats you to Taylor, again, no one really knew that. That was a secret amongst friends.
Right.
That started a whole spiral. And when Camille was saying it, she was so upset because it was a spoken about secret amongst everybody, but everyone was afraid to step on the ice.
Right.
To say it.
Long story short, the housewives are messy. They're just messy.
That's why we love them. That's why we love them.
Of course.
Exactly.
We're all messy. We're all messy.
If all of our lives were out there, it would be messy.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's the hardest job in the world. I would rather wake up every morning at 5 o'clock and do Daily Pop butt naked than sign up to be a housewife, because you get criticized
even with that paycheck.
Every little thing you do. The money's not worth it.
Yeah.
I'm totally with you. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I feel you. I feel like even like being intimate on camera would freak me out. Like, oh, you're gonna film me with my boyfriend like kissing like that. Like, I got to see what I look like kissing. Like, that freaks me out. I don't know.
I won't even kiss.
It's not even the drama. Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? I have to elope because I can't figure out how I'm going to do a first dance or, you know, be that intimate with somebody in front of my mother. I'm like, what am I going to do?
I say that all the time about getting married. I'm like, I don't think I want like a big wedding because then everyone has to watch me. And that seems like way too much pressure. I got to get up there. Everybody's looking at me. Too much pressure.
100%. 100%.
Oh, man. We have already kept you way longer than we were supposed to, but let's talk about Bennett really quickly.
Keep on going.
Yeah, okay.
Keep on going. We're good.
All right, good. We want to talk about some Bachelor stuff with you. Bennett, from this past season with Tayshia and Claire, he has made it clear, he went on the Almost Famous podcast with Ben and Ashley and said that he is like all about Kelley Flanagan, Peter Weber's ex, that they were out in New York, he and Peter, and they had some tequila shots, and he said like, hey, is it okay if I'm flirting with Kelley? And he said Peter like kind of gave him his blessing. Meanwhile, Kelley is in Florida on Instagram being like, I'm seeing someone in Florida. And Bennett's just like, oh, I'm waiting for her to come to New York City. You know, she's going to have to leave that guy in Florida.
Weird.
Weird.
First of all, The fact that Bennett is talking about this before they even went on their first dates, like
American
I'm
Psycho
sorry.
vibes.
Weird.
He already has American Psycho vibes, and this makes it so much worse.
Like, we need to be on 4. Like, we're going to do takeout and conversations at my house 3 times. And then I'm going to we're going to hook up and I'm going to see if we have chemistry there before you're going to ask my ex-boyfriend, who's not my baby daddy,
No.
who is not my ex-husband, who picked me 5th in line.
Dated for
on
less
his
than a year.
season. Yeah, dated for less than a year.
5th in line.
You're going to ask, no one's going to ask Prince Harry, who's 6th in line, for his advice on what to do as a monarch. Come on, y'all. Like, this guy is shooting his shot way too early.
Yeah.
Way too early. He's a strange guy. I feel like we've picked that up a while ago, but I feel like Kelly's seeing this and she's like, I don't even want anything to do with Bennett.
Is this flattering though, or is it creepy? Because I think it's kind of creepy.
It depends on who it is. Because
Yeah.
I kind of like it.
Yeah, no, like here's the thing though. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
If it's
I kind of like it.
Bennett, like no, like I'm not interested. But say you got, I don't know, like any other celebrity out there that we're interested in is asking
I'm talking about Bennett.
But I don't want to necessarily
Isn't
say
this,
it's
but by the way,
creepy.
isn't this how Gigi Hadid did it? Isn't this how Gigi Hadid did it with Tyler Cameron?
I kind of.
But
She put it out there.
She put it, but
that's Gigi
that's
Hadid.
why I'm saying the person matters.
Yeah.
With Bennett, we're like, that's weird. But with Gigi Hadid and Tyler Cameron, we're like, yes, absolutely. Like, we love that. 2 hot people. It's great. But it depends on the person.
Yeah.
I think because it's Bennett, that's why we're
For
like,
sure,
it's
but-
weird. But either way, I mean.
But let's be real. Bennett wants to be on Paradise.
Mm-hmm.
Bennett wants to get his name out there. Bennett knows and has realized that a good story will bump your name up to the top of the list.
Yeah.
So I think Bennett is doing this whole let me thirst after Kelly
Right.
in hopes that Kelly and I both end up in Paradise. Because a lot of times, and I didn't realize this, that a lot of people in the Bachelor Nation, they hook up,
Oh, yeah.
like on the side. And they go through these whole we're going to date within the nation, or we've been through the whole, ringer
Yep.
together. But they also do it in order to get on, they learned it from the MTV people because they would always bring exes back to the challenge to see if they would hook up again when they saw it. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
Tanya and CT. Like, why
Yes.
is Tanya coming again?
Yep.
Because she always ends up hooking up with somebody and you kind of want to see if they would do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now, what are your thoughts on the whole Bachelor universe right now? Obviously, like a lot of shit went down this past season. We mentioned Chris Harrison in the beginning of this. What are your thoughts on the whole thing?
I am interested to see what happens. I am the type of person where if I call somebody out, I don't want to see you make change tomorrow or the next week. I want to see what you're going to do long term. So I like to give people space to breathe and grow and let me see some more diversity. Let me see you start to deal with the problems at hand. And The Bachelor has kind of sort of taken the wheel and they're kind of sort of changing things. But I want to see some real change down the line. And I'm not saying that they haven't done anything because we've seen them. They have. I never like to give my opinion until it's been a year or 2 years and I can see the real change. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. See
Like
how
when
much they've
someone's like,
grown
"We're
from the
giving-"
situation. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like when I see people saying, "Oh, we're giving 200 million to, we pledge 200 million to Black-owned businesses." Like, I've been to many charity events where I pledge some shit and I really can't give it, but I give some. I give something.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
And I've had charity events where people are like 20,000, 30,000, and then you call them for the money and they're like, "I got 5. Can you take it?"
Yeah.
But it happens all the time, and things come up and budgets get changed around all the time. So I just want to see it happen.
Yeah. Definitely.
That's very fair. I think that's a very fair way to look at it.
yeah. Are we?
What do you guys think about Colton Underwood?
We talked about this the last episode. We basically said
We don't.
No. We'll just tell you our opinion real quick. We said basically we were like, it's great that he is finally living his true self. It's very sad when you think about the amount of people in life that go through this same thing where they're just hiding who they are and they don't feel like they can be their true selves. Like that is to me very upsetting, and I really feel for him on that. The other hand is he did a lot of fucked up shit and now he's like profiting off of it.
I don't like the Netflix thing.
Yeah, he's like,
I really
he's
don't.
making money. He's making money.
I don't like it
for coming out, and he was stalking Cassie, and that didn't get addressed. And it's a lot. I don't know.
Justin, he spent way too much time. He spent way too much of his life on reality TV, not knowing who the hell he is, and now trying to figure out who he is. He's gonna do it on reality TV again. Like he's gotta not be filming himself.
Yeah, I know. And
I like when white girls are mad. I like when the white girls get mad. Like I like when the white girls are like, we like him, but
I did see some people that were like, because this is what we said the last time. We were like, yeah, it's great that he's coming out. That we're so happy for him. But like you
take
said,
it offline.
I saw some people being like, well, you can't tell somebody how to go about being gay and how to come out. And that's true. That's so true. We can't tell him how to go through that. But at the same time, you look at everything that happened and you're like,
my opinion is he spent too much time on reality TV.
Right. And it's like, he's probably better off doing this to himself because he's now, I think the premise is like a gay guide. And
Gus Kenworthy's going to be his gay guy.
He's going to like learn how to be gay on TV. And it's just kind of like,
what does that mean?
Don't you want to experience that like off camera? I don't know.
Ooh, I love when the white girls get mad. Yes, white girl.
What do you think about it?
Anytime a queen comes out, a unicorn is born. So I will take it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I will take the birth of a unicorn.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I think he's a very nice guy. I think he is super sweet. I've always had the best interactions with him. And I'm happy that he found his truth. I really am. The only thing I think they could have done differently is, even if you were going down the reality TV route, because I do think it's important that people see as many gay faces as they can on television. Mm-hmm. And I think it's important that stories about Christian men from the Midwest,
right,
who are athletes, who are, shining examples in their Christian community. I feel like it's important for those stories to be out there so that people can see that even if you're God loving and God fearing, you can still be gay because that's the way God made you. So yeah. I am here for that whole situation. The two things that I'm upset about is, not upset, I'm just like, we could have did that better.
Right.
And I always say this, phone a gay. If you're not sure, phone a gay. I have celebrities who hit me up that say, who I've never worked with before in my life, who I've met maybe a few times. And I always say, if you ever need me, just phone a gay. I can, give you what it would look like to me from a, host standpoint,
right.
And I've had a lot of A-list fucking celebrities hit me up.
Yeah.
Their teams, their PR teams, their management. And, we talk through shit. And the one thing that I didn't like, and I thought they could have did different, is GMA would have taken that coming out story without the announcement of that TV show.
Right.
So whoever at Netflix was like, you should come out and say that you're doing this TV show, was short-sighted.
Right.
Because you could have came out, you could have had all this adoration, and then 2 weeks later, you could have been like, spotted Colton Underwood, filming a show with Gus Kenworthy about X, Y, and Z.
Right. He was spotted filming the show before he even did the GMA interview.
Yes.
Yeah.
The other thing that I was upset about, and I love Netflix, I am like so deep on Who Killed Sarah, it's not even funny. I love everything that I like what Netflix puts out, and I like what they stand for. But we have been talking about inclusivity and diversity and about people seeing and having representation in TV, in film, in boardrooms, in companies. And you mean to tell me that your PR and your development team sat there and thought it was a great idea to announce that Colton Underwood, a cis white man, is going to be starring in a show about coming out with a gay guy who's also a cis white man.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have Karamo on speed dial.
Yeah.
You have Tan France on speed dial.
Yeah.
You have Jay Rodriguez from the older Queer Eye on speed dial. You could have put Karamo in 2 episodes and say that Karamo is going to join too.
Yeah.
And people would have been like, great, diversity, inclusion. But what you're doing is you're just omitting what we've been talking about for the last 3 years, for the last.
And I kind of I kind of wish that they didn't just immediately pair him with. And I know that sounds bad, pair him like. But if it's Gus Kenworthy, like I just feel like they went with fellow white athlete, right?
Yes.
Like he's also like an Olympic athlete, and so they're almost too similar. Where I get it, it's like, oh, they're similar, so maybe Gus can help, but also like give him someone similar and then someone so totally opposite, like so that he's pushed out of his comfort zone a little bit.
Yes. It's almost like they're covering one issue and leaving out another issue when they can be covering all of it at the same time.
Well, they're leaving out millions of other struggling young men and women. You know, Gus Kenworthy came out and people praised him and he got endorsements and he, you know, was the belle of the ball for 2 years. And, you know, he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated and GQ and this, and Ryan Murphy called him.
Traditionally very handsome person.
Like, very handsome person.
Yeah.
For a lot of us, that does not happen.
Right.
You know, we have to run home. We get beat up. We have to go through counseling. We have to
your
do
parents aren't talking to you, your family.
Parents aren't talking to you. People aren't as supportive. And, you know, I feel like, and I'm sure, I have to believe that Netflix is going to do that.
Yeah.
I am going to just give them the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
Yeah.
Wait and see. Just wait and see.
Wait and see. But there must have been Netflix. I've seen your roster of people that work there. There are a lot of gay men, you know, who are of color and who are diverse. One of these motherfuckers must have been like, y'all, we're going to have a problem.
Yeah.
You know,
Phone
a queen in the office.
Yeah.
You would think that anybody, though, would see that, like with, you know, all the conversations that have happened at what seems like in the past few years, you would think like, okay, everybody's got their lights on. They're really thinking it through.
I think Netflix tried to keep this so tight-lipped because they didn't want the premise of the show to come out because they were afraid it was going to spoil the big reveal. That they kept it so close and in such a small little bubble that they didn't ask anybody outside of their little of the few people who knew on production. But anybody would have said, "Are y'all fucking serious? Like, for real?" After everything that we have been talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen actresses leave roles that they have been in for years in order for a person of color to take their places in them in animated series.
Yeah.
We've seen people restructure their whole cast around diversity and inclusion. And you motherfuckers go tell me in 2021 that of all the people who are drinking the Kool-Aid at Netflix, not one person was like, this is going to be some shit.
Yeah.
Maybe they will after they hear this.
Phone a friend.
Like, right?
Phone a gay. Let's talk it
Call
through.
Justin.
Phone a gay. Call me, bitch. Call me.
Call him,
I'm
Netflix.
here.
He's listening. He wants to talk to you guys.
Yes.
Yeah,
Amazing.
well, I guess we'll see what happens with all of that. You
Yeah.
know, it's like we all said, we're happy for him. It's a good thing. There are some other issues that need to be
I just want Colton to
resolved.
love himself. I really do. I feel like he's struggled so much with that, and I think that maybe these are the things they'll work through and talk about on the show and go through these things. But
they got to talk
it's-
about the stalking thing. They got to talk about that at some point. They can't just
Oh,
keep
no, no,
going.
no.
We can't just keep going on and act like
can't
that didn't
just
happen.
pretend he didn't put a tracking device on her car.
He
Yeah,
put a tracking
we can't
device on her
just
car.
pretend like that
Got to
didn't
talk
happen.
about it.
You got to talk about it.
Gotta
And by the
talk
way,
about it.
in that-
And I'm sure
in
if
that new
he's-
version of the book, I
Yeah.
thought he was going to do it. I thought he was going to say
And
it.
I'm sure if
I
he's
know.
honest and he says exactly like, I was struggling. He was trying to figure out who he was. All of a sudden he was, I don't know.
I don't know. There's a lot of things about gay men that I can tell you that are certain. Like, we like iced coffee. We always love a tank top. We're not afraid of flip flops. We're gonna say yes. We might say girl. Like, you know, there's a lot of things. I don't know that many gay men. I don't know any gay men that put a tracking device. Like, when they're
Putting
confused.
a tracking device on a woman's car. Yeah.
I know what's going. But like, like we'll do some shit in the confusion. Like we'll hit on our best friends and then regret it.
Right.
We'll go like, and try to date an older man because we have daddy issues. But what we're not gonna do is put a tracking device on a woman's car. Like we're like that doesn't fall in. It's like Kevin Spacey when he was like, I did those things in the 80s because I was confused about my sexuality, but now I'm gay. I'm like, in my confusion about my sexuality, I never wanted to hook up with somebody underage.
Yeah. Correct.
Nope.
Right. You can't. It's
no.
like it doesn't play as an excuse.
Right. Exactly.
It doesn't play as an excuse.
Yeah.
So when you talk about, but by the way, and I'm just saying this is free advice, Colton, I know you're going to talk about the dragon device, but when you do, make it not about the gay thing. Right. Like, don't put those two together because gay men are always like, Aaron Schock, like you didn't spend that money on the Downton Abbey decor because you were gay. Like, no, bitch, no. Because a lot of confused gay men don't take money from people.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much for joining us. It's always a pleasure, always a blast. We love you. We love when you come on and talk about these topics with us.
I say it every time because we've had you on a bunch now, but I just can't wait for us to be able to do this in real life. Like, I just wish you were sitting right here. Like, it drives me nuts.
We are going to be fully vaccinated and we are coming to LA in a month. So maybe we can figure something out.
Come through.
Yeah.
Come through.
Yeah.
I will bring you some disposable NBC approved COVID tests because they have to COVID test everybody around us. And we're good. We're Gucci.
Perfect. Love it. We'll do it. We'll let you know. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Justin.
You guys are awesome.
Justin. Thank you. And follow him on his new Instagram handle.
Yeah.
Justin A. Sylvester.
There you go.
Amazing.
Thanks again.
Thank you guys.
When it came to studying, I was a massive procrastinator. Waited till the last minute, all the time, pulled all-nighters, just was not organized. And I wish that there was something like this, and I'm not taking the LSAT or the MCATs or anything like that, but if you are, this Blueprint Prep seems like a great way to get yourself organized, to get yourself focused. Like I said, if you're like me, we're in school procrastinating, not as organized, this is why you have to try Blueprint. Blueprint's test prep delivers life-changing score increases. On average, their students receive 11-point increases for the LSAT for your future lawyers and 13-point increases for the MCAT for your future doctors, which is a huge deal. They've learned over the years that, when you're bored, you don't retain as much. Not shocking. When you're bored, you're not paying attention. So they were founded on the idea that test prep can actually be entertaining and effective. They use unique animations and memorable graphics plus humorous pop culture references to make your experience engaging and enjoyable. They also have the only dynamic study plan tool that creates your personalized study plan at the click of a button. Evolve with your busy schedule and sync to your phone so you stay on track. They have amazing instructors and tutors. To teach for Blueprint, you must score in the 98th percentile or higher on an actual exam. These people are smart, so they turn down over 90% of people who apply to teach for them, so you're only getting the best of the best instructors. After each practice test, the amazing analytics will help you quickly diagnose the underlying patterns of what you got wrong and why to help you improve faster. Blueprint has helped over 50,000 LSAT students and 60,000 MCAT students improve their scores. With a 4.8 Trustpilot score, you can trust them. So, Rhea and I, not anytime soon are we taking the LSAT or the MCAT. For those future lawyers and doctors out there, we applaud you. I think that Blueprint Prep is a great way to get yourself ready. I've been telling my friends that are much, much smarter than I, that are going through these things, potentially thinking about being lawyers, that this is the way to go. So Blueprint's got an incredible contest going on right now to win $20,000 towards your law school tuition. Just head to their site and enter to win. Plus, Blueprint has an exclusive offer just for Chicks in the Office listeners. Blueprint rarely offers discounts this big, but for the first 100 listeners of our show who go to blueprintprep.com and use promo code CHICKS, you will receive 20% off. That's over $200 off your LSAT or MCAT class if you go to blueprintprep.com and use our promo code CHICKS.
All right, everyone, we are back with another Beat Ria and Fran pop culture trivia segment. This time we have a couples team. We got Sydney and Michael, our first couple that we're going up against. Fran and I have not lost yet, but we were just saying we wouldn't mind losing to Sydney and Michael. We're not going to throw it, but we wouldn't mind losing to them because they're cute and we're rooting for them. So welcome to the show, guys.
We love love.
Thank you. We also love love.
Yes, of course. The way that this is going to go down is Noah's going to say a movie. We're each going to say a Rotten Tomatoes score. Whoever has the closest guess, that team will go first. So Noah, give us the movie.
All right, the movie is Elf.
Oh,
I think you actually might know.
Is this fan score or like critic score?
Oh, that's
critic
a good
score. Critic
Critic
score.
score? I'm gonna say lower then. Can I go first?
No, I think it'd almost be higher.
Yeah, you guys
go
guys
ahead.
first, but you each get a guess, so you're good.
You each
I'm
get
gonna
a
say
guess.
74.
I'm gonna say 89. I think it's really high.
It's definitely high.
I'm going 68.
I sneaky think it's like really high, 93.
85.
Oh.
So Sydney was the
Sydney's
closest.
closest.
Sid, yeah, nice.
I frequent Rotten Tomatoes.
There you go. If you listen to this podcast, you definitely do because we were always
God.
talking about it lately.
Couples retreat, please.
Don't get me started. I watched it last night in honor.
We
I was
can't
like, I
start
gotta
going
show
down this-
respect. No,
yeah,
we can't.
sorry,
We
sorry.
can't. Let's do trivia. We're doing trivia.
All of a sudden, like we're 20 minutes in, and all we've done is look up Rotten Tomato scores.
Yep.
All right, you guys will go first.
You guys will go first, and if you don't get it right, then Fran and I have a chance to steal.
And
so
vice versa.
try to get it right.
All right, first question. Shout out Miranda from Cleveland, Ohio. We have a bunch of cities this time.
Great.
very
I'm
happy
excited
about
that everybody put the cities.
Yeah.
Okay. With a total of 331 competitions, how many times has Bobby Flay been beat in Beat Bobby Flay? A, 94. B, 201. C, 123. D, 62.
It's gotta be like half.
I feel like 123 sounds
I feel
really
like C
good.
is the best one. Because it wouldn't be a third, because then it's boring. I've seen it all. I'm going C.
I'm
I'm
confident
saying
with
almost
C.
half.
Yeah.
Okay,
C.
final answer C?
Yeah.
Yes.
Correct.
Wow. Good guess. Good guess.
I love
What
Food
would you-
Network.
Wow.
What would
there's
you
a
have said?
lot of teamwork over there, and I'm
There's-
now
we
I'm
gotta-
nervous.
Hold on,
We have to discuss. We have to
Like
discuss.
I kind of wish we were sharing headphones now. Like
We're close
It's like,
to.
yep.
yeah. Okay.
We feel the power.
Yep.
We got it. We're good.
Okay.
Okay. This one's from Kelsey from Boston.
Okay.
What Harry Styles song starts with, and I'm going to read it, okay?
Okay.
You're not gonna sing it.
It's not sung on the song. It's like said on the song too. Should we just search romantic comedies on Netflix and then see what we find?
It's nothing in the new album. It's
No,
not
this
in the
is-
new album, so
this
I wouldn't
isn't-
wouldn't
no.
know it, to be honest. I don't know his first album as well. I know Fine Line front to back, and if it is on Fine Line, then I'm gonna shoot myself for. I won't.
no,
That's
it's
too
not.
far.
It's
But
not.
it's not.
It's
It's
not on
definitely
Fine
not on Fine Line. So it's got to be on the first one.
15 seconds.
Trying to think of.
I
There's
don't.
only a certain amount of songs that I listen to from the first album.
5 seconds.
No, and I saw their faces and they know what it is, so now I'm pissed.
Wow.
Yes, I'm confident.
Oh God.
Do
Okay.
you have a chance
No.
to?
Wait,
No.
All right, so you guys, what is it?
It is Woman by Harry Styles.
Correct.
Wow.
yes, I knew you knew it.
Wow, you guys are. I don't think you've ever been down by 2 before.
All right, Noah,
No.
move on.
No, let's get on. Let's get on
come
the show.
Yeah.
I am on record not really loving Harry Styles until Fine Line came out. So
Also,
Super fan.
if we do lose this match, it's because you started off with a Beat Bobby Flay question. That's
What do you mean?
because I just feel like you already set the stage. Like, how many times is Bobby
Oh.
Flay lost? And here with the
All right.
the whole premise of the show, Beat Ria
the
and Fran.
excuses are already flying in.
right. No.
All right.
We'll
It's-
come
no,
back.
Sydney and
We'll come
Michael are
back.
up. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, they're up 2-0, and the question is back to them now. This one is from Kelsey. Name the actors. No town, unfortunately. Name the actors and actress who do the voices for Shrek, Fiona, and Donkey.
I know. It's
Shrek is
Michael Myers, Donkey's Eddie Murphy, and Fiona's Cameron Diaz.
Yeah.
Final answer.
Yes.
Correct.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
Oh shit.
Oh boy.
Quickly.
Okay.
All right. Give
Big
us.
Shrek.
Guys, I got my first shot yesterday. You know, my brain.
Yeah, of course.
Excuses.
It's 4:20. Obviously,
It's 4:20.
I was smoking
Okay.
all day. My
Yep.
brain's not working. Duh.
All right. All right. We're ready.
This one's to Ria and Fran, who
Yep.
are down 3-0.
Thank you.
This one is from Brooke, from New York.
Okay.
Ariana Grande's "Thank You Next" video references
We're
four.
keep getting fucking music ones.
Yeah. What is
God,
this?
I can't even read the question.
Go,
no, I
go,
know,
go.
but it's just
Yeah,
you
let
know.
him read it, let him
Yep,
read it.
Yep.
I mean, if you don't get this one, I'd be shocked.
Okay.
Ariana Grande's "Thank You Next" video references 4 movies. What are they?
Mean Girls, Legally Blonde, 13 Going on 30, and
Clueless? No.
Clueless.
Was it Clueless?
Mean Girls, definitely.
Yeah.
Legally Blonde, definitely.
Yeah.
13 Going on 30, definitely.
15 seconds.
4 movies?
4 movies.
Does she wear the Cher outfit? Why
I
am
think
I
so.
thinking?
I think so.
5 seconds.
We don't know
That's-
any other answers,
yeah.
so that's what we're going to
Yeah.
go with. We're going to go Mean Girls, 13 Going on 30, Legally Blonde, and Clueless. Incorrect, right?
It's incorrect.
Oh, for
Fuck.
the love of God.
I think I know. Can we go?
Yeah, you can go.
So take out 13 Going on 30 and put in Bring It On.
Wait, what'd you say? Can you repeat
Take out.
that?
Take out.
Can you name
no,
all
no,
4
no.
actually?
Yes. 13 Going on 30. 13 Going on 30. Bring It On. Mean Girls. Legally Blonde.
Correct.
Oh my gosh.
I don't.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Wow.
Oh,
Oh
man.
boy. Oh boy.
I mean, if they get to 8-0, we just end early because
No, we gotta
that's
go.
what we want.
We're not going to go 8-0.
I want them to
That's
win
it.
15-0.
That, no, that's
I'm joking.
impossible.
Now you put too
Whoa.
much pressure
No.
on Noah.
Well, you guys are so like, okay, let's just keep going.
Well, I'm just saying you should even it out where it's not movie question, music question, movie
Oh,
question,
see,
music question.
now there's
then
excuses,
it's one
like-
people
Well, what do you want?
like
We've gotten both of them right. What do you want?
Yeah.
to do?
Yeah,
What do you
yeah.
want?
You're right. I mean, we just don't know the answers.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna keep going. Okay. And this one's to Sydney and Michael. Shout out Jackie for this one. Name the order of these Disney shows when they debuted. Hannah Montana, Wizards of Waverly Place, That's So Raven, Phil of the Future, Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Oh my god.
oh my god, all
That's So
5 of
Raven
them?
was first.
And
I know
Wizards
this
was latest.
No, so it's That's So Raven, Phil of the Future, Hannah Montana, the other one, and then Sweet Life on Sweet
Then,
Life.
what were the last two? Was Sweet Life of Zack and Cody or Sweet Life on Deck?
No, I'll read them all again. Hannah Montana, Wizards of Waverly Place, That's So Raven, Phil of the Future, Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
So Sweet Life of Zack and Cody is
Oh,
so
that's
it's not Sweet Life on Deck. Wizards is last.
yeah.
So it'll go.
What came out for? I think
You
Sweet
got,
Life
you
of
got
Zack and
10 seconds.
Okay. That's So Raven,
Phil of the Future.
Phil of the Future, Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, Hannah Montana, Wizards of Waverly Place.
I agree.
Can you read that one more time?
That's So Raven, Phil of the Future, Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, Hannah Montana, Wizards of Waverly Place.
Correct.
Oh my god!
I knew that. I knew that one. Straight up would have
Sometimes
I
it's
was-
just the order of what you get. It's just, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah. Ooh.
that was luck.
I was
This
like,
is if this is music, I'm gonna freak out.
I same.
It's not music.
Okay.
oh my god.
Okay. Shout out Laura from Ontario. Which of the following celebrities is not from Canada? She gave a bunch of options. A.
Not from Canada.
Yes. A. Paul Rudd. B. Ryan Gosling. C. Sandra Oh. D. Ryan Reynolds. E. Rachel McAdams. F. Seth Rogen.
What kind of question is this?
Which
Noah?
one-
If
which-
F, you gave
Don't ask
A
me.
through F?
I didn't write the question.
Which ones? Or is there more
Which-
than one?
No. Which of the following celebrities is
There's
not
only
from
one.
Canada?
Say them
I'm
again.
Okay. A. Paul Rudd. B. Ryan Gosling. C. Sandra Oh. D. Ryan Reynolds. E. Rachel McAdams. F. Seth Rogen.
The Ryans are both Canadian.
I didn't know any of these people were from Canada, so I have no idea what the answer is. I have no idea. Rachel McAdams, is she Canadian?
She might be.
15
Seth
seconds.
Rogen? Seth Rogen's Canadian?
Paul Rudd.
Paul
Canadian?
Rudd?
I don't know. I feel like Paul Rudd's not Canadian. Isn't Paul Rudd like a massive Kansas City Chiefs fan?
5 seconds.
Yeah, let's go Paul Rudd.
A. Paul Rudd.
Congratulations, you got it right.
Thank fucking God.
Also, real.
Nice.
Seth Rogen is
Holy
Canadian.
shit.
Like,
Yeah, I
we
don't-
knew that.
I'm just blanking on Canadian.
Come
I
on,
didn't
Ryan
know,
Gosling and Ryan Reynolds, big Canada guys.
Didn't know.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Thank God I remembered Paul Rudd loves the Chiefs.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. Good call.
Okay, this question is finish a lyric. So finish this Kanye West line. Give me the line after the line I read. He said, "Hey sister, it's really, really nice to meet you."
But see that? Hey sister, it's really, really nice to meet you. I just met this 5'7" guy who's just my type. But that's Estelle's part. That's not Kanye West's part.
We'll do it.
But
Next
it's a
track.
Kanye West song, but Estelle sings that part. So I guess we're just gonna go with I just met this 5'7" guy.
That is correct, and that was a badly worded question.
Okay,
Okay.
But
That-
you got it right.
cool. Thanks.
Congrats, you beat Noah.
Yeah.
6-1.
6-1?
Yeah, we're getting crushed.
I know.
Bex from New York City. How many times has Jennifer Lopez been engaged now, and how many ended in marriages?
Okay, so we had P. Diddy, we had Ben Affleck, we had
Was she actually
guy she
engaged to P. Diddy?
I don't know. She was married
100% engaged to Ben Affleck.
100% engaged to Ben Affleck, married what's his face?
Mark Anthony.
Mark Anthony. And then
Not
the one after
A-Rod.
Mark Anthony was A-Rod. So it's either 3 or 4. I don't know if she was ever engaged to P. Diddy. I don't feel confident in that answer. I don't feel confident that she was engaged to him.
You got 10 seconds.
I don't really either.
I say engaged 3 times, married fully once.
Yeah.
Incorrect.
Is it fucking P. Diddy?
So do we just go 4?
Yeah. So engaged 4 times.
Engaged 4 times is our answer.
And divorced. And then got married to one and one ended in divorce.
Also incorrect.
She's been married twice.
She's been married
She's been
3
mar-
times. And
She's
she's
been
been
married
engaged
3
5
times?
times. And Ben Affleck was not, they were not married.
They were
No,
engaged.
but they were
No,
engaged.
no, I know,
married.
but I thought you said
No,
that.
we said
No,
married to Mark
married-
Anthony.
Okay, yeah. She's
I-
been married 5. Or
Yeah,
she's
that
been
was-
engaged
But
I would've
her
never got
other
that.
her other husbands
Married
were like
5
not
times?
famous people, right?
Oh, John G. Noah, Chris Judd, Mark Anthony were all the marriages. And then Ben Affleck and Alex Rodriguez. were
Okay,
the
yeah, guys,
other.
yeah.
I would
yeah.
never
Alright,
have gotten
yeah.
that.
We would have never gotten that.
No.
Okay, score is still 6-1, and this one is to Sydney and Michael. Shout out Jess G. Rank the Kardashians/Jenners in order of most Instagram followers to least, and this is including Rob, Chris, and Caitlyn.
Oh, what?
Rob, Chris, and Caitlyn?
Yeah,
This
so
is
all
so
the
many people.
sisters, and then Rob, Chris, and Caitlyn. Also,
Rob, Chris, Kate.
How many people even is that?
that's
Am I
a
doing,
total
like-
of 8 people.
Okay,
This is an insane question.
it's got to be.
Number 1, Kim and Kylie are number 1, number 2, I believe.
Well, is it least to most or most to least?
It's most to least.
Most kids. Okay. I feel like they are. Oh, fuck. Okay. I feel like we just
Kim
kind
and
of got to.
Kylie,
I think it's Kim, Kylie, Courtney. No, Chloe. Courtney.
Kendall.
Fuck, Kendall's in there.
10
Oh,
seconds.
no.
Do you want me to just guess?
Yeah, you have a good gut. I would
Ready?
just trust you.
It goes Kim, Kylie, Chloe, Kendall, Courtney, Chris, Caitlyn,
Rob.
Rob.
Incorrect.
Okay. You have a good.
I
so
mean,
many
this is
people,
just,
I
it's
guess.
way too many people.
Oh.
Kim has more than Kylie.
Kim, Kylie.
So Kim, Kylie.
And then it's kind of a mix-up between Courtney, Chloe, and Kendall.
I kind of feel like it might be Kendall.
I think it's Kendall.
Then Chloe, then Courtney.
Yes. So Kim, Kylie, Kendall,
Chloe,
Courtney, Chris.
Chris, Caitlyn, or Rob.
Right. It's like Caitlyn does more press, but Rob is more
Yeah.
Rob Kardashian.
Yeah, but
I'm going Caitlyn Rob.
Caitlyn, Rob.
Yeah.
Okay.
Incorrect.
Oh.
Because Kylie has the most.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, it goes.
I knew it went
This
back
is the
and
order:
forth.
Kylie, Kim, Kendall, Chloe, Courtney, Chris, Caitlyn, Rob.
Oh. we
we
were
were like-
right, except
Yeah.
for that. Fucking
Right.
That's
Kendall
an
goes
insane
after.
question.
Shit.
That's a
Kylie.
lot of people.
But they flip like how? It's not by a lot, right?
Kylie, you mean?
Yeah, like how
I
much
think,
more does Kylie have than Kim?
Kylie has 226 million, and Kim has 215.
Okay, so
Okay.
it's not okay.
It's decent.
All right,
Decent.
Yeah.
11 more million people.
Damn.
Favorite
All right.
daughter.
This question is to Ria and Fran, who are down 6-1.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shout out to Julia from Maine. What was the top song of 2009? A. Just Dance, Lady Gaga. B. Love Story, Taylor Swift. C. Boom Boom Pow, Black Eyed Peas. D. Poker Face, Lady Gaga.
This was a United
DJ
States
Earworm.
United States of Pop 2009. Was an insane year for music. Part of me wants to say Boom Boom Pow, but I
really feel like it's a Gaga song.
but Just Dance and Poker Face were so big.
Yeah.
But Boom Boom Pow was so big in 2009. I'm just saying. And then we have Love Story. with
I don't know.
Taylor
It's
Swift.
throwing me off that there's 2
10
Lady
seconds.
Gaga options.
5.
I kind of think Poker
All right.
Face, but I don't know.
Final answer.
Go.
You say it. Whatever you think.
Poker Face, Lady Gaga.
Incorrect.
Oh.
Do you think it's a Lady Gaga?
It's not Boom Boom Pow because that's so 2008.
No, but it was.
2000.
It came out in 2009. Boom Boom Pow.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never mind.
No
Trust
awful
me.
thought
Trust me.
process.
I know. Boom Boom Pow came out in 2009.
I don't think it was Love Story
I think
because.
it's gonna be the Lady Gaga song.
So what was they chose? Fuck, now I forgot which one you
I can
said.
read the answers again. If you
Okay.
It's
It's
Just Dance, Lady Gaga. Love Story, Taylor Swift. Boom Boom Pow, Black Eyed Peas. Poker Face, Lady Gaga.
Let's go with
Can we? I really think it's a sleeper. Boom Boom Pow. I really do think it's a sleeper. Boom Boom Pow.
All right. Let's
Okay.
go
Boom
Pow.
Boom Pow.
Correct.
Oh,
I'm literally
I
gonna walk out of here. I'm gonna walk out of here. I don't know why I trusted you.
if
Some-
you said
They're
you
falling
went
apart.
with your
No,
gut.
I know. I should have just said Boom Boom
I just
Pow,
remember
but
middle
when you
school
have an
dancing.
answer, I'm like, okay, I'll just go with what Fran says. But I shouldn't
I
do
looked
that.
to you to pick.
I know.
I did.
I shouldn't.
I
do
gave
that.
you the. I gave you the opening.
I shouldn't have done that.
All right.
I feel
All
like
right.
Boom Boom Pow is such a curveball.
I knew that Boom Boom Pow was. So, I just had this feeling. Oh, whatever. I can't take it back now. Can't take it back. But I'm not happy with myself at all right now.
All right. This question is to Sydney and Michael. They're up 7-1. Shout out to Danielle from UConn. What 2 actresses play Rachel Green's sisters in Friends?
One's Reese Witherspoon.
I like
Okay.
Friends.
Big Seinfeld people.
Respect.
Okay. One's Reese Witherspoon.
Is it the other one that plays Phoebe? No, I don't. I
No.
don't
So I also only thought Rachel Green had one sister. Oh no, my roommate's gonna kill me. She loves Friends.
It's Reese Witherspoon, and what's another actress that was
I would
hot?
say like in that time period, who would be like? I feel like Cameron Diaz, maybe. She's blonde,
Shouldn't they
and
look,
who else gonna?
shouldn't they look like him? Or is
All
it-
right.
Cameron
5
Diaz.
seconds.
Okay, Cameron Diaz, Reese Witherspoon. I have no idea.
Incorrect.
Is it Christina Applegate?
It's Christine Applegate. Yeah.
Christina
it's
Applegate
Reese,
and
Reese
Reese
Witherspoon and
Witherspoon.
Christina Applegate.
Correct.
Finally, I got one.
Jill and Amy are their names.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. This one is to Ria and Fran, and I'm going to play a line from a movie.
Okay.
And you have to tell me what movie it's from.
First, take a big step back and literally fuck your own face!
Is that Jim Carrey? I don't even know who that is. I have no.
Can you play it one more time?
Yeah.
First, take a big step back and literally fuck your own face!
You got 10 seconds.
And it's a movie.
Yes. All right, 5 seconds.
I got nothing. Not a clue.
Nothing?
Nothing.
All right, Sydney and Michael.
Oh, we didn't even take a guess.
Take a guess. Say something.
Well, we have no time.
Okay, Sydney. okay.
I'm feeling good.
No, I don't even have a guess.
Take a step back and fuck your own face.
I'm
Yeah,
trying to
all right.
identify
I guess
I can't even
don't
identify the actor
Right,
to
I
even
guess I
make an
don't
educated
even-
guess.
Liar.
No. Okay.
That doesn't sound like Jim Carrey.
I feel like I thought it was Ray Liotta in Goodfellas, but I don't know. That's all I can think of right now.
Oh, in Goodfellas?
Maybe it's,
It could be
we'll say
that.
Goodfellas.
Incorrect.
Yeah.
It's
Once you
Tom
say it.
Cruise in Tropic Thunder.
Oh.
Fucking Tropic Thunder.
Great movie.
That's where we're doing quotes from Tropic Thunder.
See, now, like, we're, like, they're losing
I know,
their
no,
crowd
no.
with the
The
questions.
thing
Hey,
is-
Jerry Maguire, classic, amazing movie. That I understand.
now
Tropic
that-
Thunder.
Now, see, like, I mean, I'm just saying you guys are losing. Now I'm being attacked.
No. A majority of these questions have been great. We have been bad today, but Tropic
Thunder is a classic.
It's not.
It's not.
Oh, I mean, we'll let the people decide that.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's a problematic movie.
Yeah, I don't know if you can say you like it anymore.
Oh my.
I see. The thing is, I just wouldn't put Tropic Thunder under classic or a movie
No.
that I very much
Like,
enjoy.
recognizable movie.
But it's a
I don't
movie that
think-
I would say most people have seen.
The first time I saw it
Maybe
actually
for-
was in recent years.
I would actually be interested if-
maybe once
with how many females have watched that movie. I feel like that's
Yeah.
a very male-dominated movie.
I'll stand with you, Noah. I've
Yeah.
seen it.
Well,
Thank
there you
you,
go,
Michael. Thank you.
Michael.
But Sydney
I've seen
hasn't.
it once.
Oh, once.
Okay.
No, I saw it once.
Same
Right.
once, and I don't really like recall.
Yeah.
All right, that's
All
it.
right,
Now I'm
next
done. I'm
question.
done complaining.
Yeah.
That was
Next
all.
question. Next question.
I don't believe you. Okay.
Until the next question.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
I'm done.
Okay, so this one's to Sydney and Michael.
What question are we on right now? Because I feel like
We
we,
have
have
three left.
already
We have
lost.
three left.
Yeah, like it's already over.
Oh yeah.
It's
But we
like-
finished the game when you guys have won. We're gonna finish the game
Okay,
when you're.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Which of these movies did Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone not star in together? A. La La Land. B. Crazy Stupid Love. C. Gangster Squad. D. The Nice Guys.
Oh, there's 4. I know the first 2 they started. I don't know the Nice Guys.
The Nice
what was
Guys?
What was C?
Gangster Squad.
I don't remember seeing that. Nice Guys is the one he has with oh my god, what is his name?
Is it not Emma Stone?
It's like I feel like it's the Nice Guys. I didn't see it though.
Oh, Nice Guys is the cop one.
Yeah. I don't know where she'd be in that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say D.
Nice Guys.
Incorrect.
Oh well. Here we are.
Read them again, please.
La La Land. Crazy Stupid Love. Gangster Squad. The Nice Guys.
Restate the question.
It's Gangster Squad because obviously they're in La La Land and
Correct,
Crazy Stupid Love
correct.
together. Yeah.
Wait a second.
She's not in the Nice Guys. I know the movie.
Wait a second.
I feel like
Wait a
that's
second.
wrong. I
Wait,
feel like
wait,
they
wait,
were
wait,
right.
Wait,
you
they
were right
right
because
They
the
were
Nice
right.
Guys. I've seen the
They
movie.
were
She's
right.
not in it.
And I fucked up.
Yeah.
I put the
go.
check
there.
mark next to.
I was gonna say I was like
right
when
one.
he said wrong, I was like I'm pretty sure the Nice Guy, but
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna say
I know.
anything.
No, that's why I was. That's why I asked you to repeat the question because I was confused
Yeah.
how they got that wrong.
Honestly, I'm like I'm under attack and it's hard
Oh
over here.
my god.
420. It is
Yeah.
420.
Yeah.
I got my
right.
vaccine earlier. I mean,
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, wow. Okay. This one is to Ria and Fran.
Okay.
Shout out Madeline for this question. This one's hard, I guess. Name 4 celebrities that appeared in Taylor Swift's Bad Blood music video.
Haley Steinfeld.
Selena Gomez in it.
Selena Gomez, right? I don't know. It doesn't even matter at this point. Cara Delevingne.
Cara Delevingne is in it. Yeah.
Cara Delevingne. Haley.
Lily Aldridge, is she in it?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Is Carly Kloss in it?
I was thinking Carly Kloss, but is
15
that too
seconds.
late?
No, I think Carly Kloss is in it. Is Blake Lively in it?
10
I
seconds.
don't think so. Carly, Selena, Cara. Who'd you say? Haley
Haley.
Steinfeld.
Yeah. Sure, why not?
Yeah,
Doesn't matter
I mean,
anyway. It's
yeah.
probably incorrect because Selena's
It's
not
correct.
in it.
Congrats.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Oh, thank you.
Good job, guys.
Thank
All
you.
right. This last one, shout out Cindy.
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 D.
Not me.
Cindy.
How many restaurants does Lisa Vanderpump have in West Hollywood and Beverly Hills, and name them?
She has Pump, Sir, Villa Blanca, and Tom Tom.
Correct.
Wow.
I love Vanderpump Rules.
Wow.
There you guys go.
And
you guys won.
win 9-3.
Wow.
The first to take it back.
Our first loss.
Yeah, our first loss. And you know what? I
And a
feel
crushing
like
loss.
crushing.
Demoralizing. I don't know if I want to do this anymore. No, I'm kidding.
No.
I'm joking.
That's part
I'm
of the fun.
joking. I'm joking.
It's part of the fun.
Even Bobby Flay loses how many times?
Yeah, I mean, even like the best teams in sports get blown out sometimes.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Yeah. But also, I will say, I felt like we kind of spoke it into existence because we were like,
we did.
if we lose against them, it's fine. They're a cute couple.
Yeah,
And
we
then-
could have been. We could have been a little more
They
competitive.
hustled you guys.
Yeah, they
They're
did
like
with their
nice.
sweet.
No, they didn't. They didn't. We hustled ourselves.
Sydney's sweet smile, all
Yeah.
nice. They're like,
Michael, I don't think I know that much about pop culture.
Michael said he didn't know much about pop culture and then knew the Harry Styles lyric. Let's
I
just
love Harry
point that
Styles.
out. Let's point that out.
Big
Thank
Harry
you
boy.
guys so much
man.
for playing with us. This was
Thank
so
you,
much
guys.
Congrats,
fun.
you beat Ria and Fran.
Yeah, you beat Ria and
First
Fran.
ones. You'll go down in history as the first ones.
And you guys will get a T-shirt that says "You beat us." So
Yeah, we have
that's
them. We have
exciting
them
as well.
Yep.
That's so
just
exciting.
Noah will get in touch with you guys and get your sizes and your address. But thank you guys. This was so much fun.
Thank you guys.
It was. Thank
Cool.
you guys.
Thanks for
Party
having
on.
us. Bye.
Bye.
Go green.
We have an amazing interview with Keke Palmer coming up, but you know what? I gotta say, you guys just heard it. We took our first L. I think that calls for a beer. It really does. I think we gotta have ourselves a nice cold one, specifically a Coors Light, the official beer of Chicks in the Office. When you lose, it's no fun. You get stressed. We're stress playing. We want to win. It's our first loss. And you know what? The best way to unwind, if you have a stressful day, whatever it is, you go grab an ice cold Coors Light, those blue mountains ready to go when you see those blue mountains on the bottles and the cans. It's literally the only beer out there that is made to chill. Coors Light is cold packaged, cold lagered, cold filtered. It's as cool as the Colorado Rockies. And like I said, when you need some time to unwind, relax, like we do right now, it's tough. Talking a lot. Just want to sit in silence and have a nice beer. I know that when I'm already envisioning it, when I move into my apartment and I have nothing there, like the first night, no furniture, no nothing. And I'm going to sit on my floor, order pizza, and there's only going to be Coors Light in my fridge. It's going to be great. So if you ever feel like you're on the go, you're juggling a million things at once, and all you want to do is chill, Coors Light is literally made for those moments. Because everyone likes variety, Coors has also introduced refreshing Coors Seltzer with flavors like black cherry, mango, and lemon lime. We're getting into those warmer months. It's time to break out those Coors Seltzers. So you can get Coors Light and Coors Seltzer delivered straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart. And always remember to celebrate responsibly. It's coming from the Coors Brewing Company in Golden, Colorado, and Fort Worth, Texas.
All right, everyone, we are here with a very special guest, Keke Palmer. We are so excited to have you on the show. We've been wanting to have you on the show for a really long time now. We are huge fans, so welcome.
What? Oh, that's so awesome. Here. Sorry for the late arrival, loves.
That's okay. We're just, this is all we have to do today, really. So
Yeah.
we're working around everybody else's schedule. But like Ria said, we're super, super excited to have you on. And we're super excited to hear about this new Audible project that you have coming out. It's called Hit Job. It's out April 22nd. Can you tell us a little bit about this? Because I think people are still kind of not sure what exactly Audible means. Like when they say this is out on Audible, it's like, what is that exactly?
Right.
No, for sure. I mean, I can explain it. Like, I remember growing up, I used to listen to Tom Joyner on the radio, obviously not because I wanted to, but because my mom listened to it. So I grew up on it and obviously became a fan of Tom Joyner. But I remember as a kid, he used to have this show that would come in between like the music and his, come in between his talking sections. And it would be like, it's your world. Lovato walked in and found out that Tom was with another woman. And it was like, this whole story that you end up, creating in your mind. And that is ultimately what Audible is. It's TV shows and ideas and projects that are, telling you a narrative, but they aren't giving you the visual to it. They're allowing you to kind of have fun and create that aspect of it yourself. And you can also get something cool and interesting, on your way to work or when you take your walk or, whatever. It doesn't have to always necessarily be a podcast or a talking thing, but it can be a TV show. And that's ultimately what Hit Job is. And it really is super smart because it covers a lot of the different themes that you would deal with when you're working in the office or living in America and trying to pay your bills and trying to get health insurance and having to be stuck working in a job that maybe doesn't really always align with you, that you're kind of trying to figure out morally if it really lines up, but you still need to make sure your family's okay. And I think those are all the kind of things that we're always constantly asking ourselves when we're trying to make it in this world. And so I really love how they decided to, kind of expose those topics in this very kind of cool and interesting, provocative way.
Yeah, it's
still being funny.
Yeah,
it's sort of relaxing in a way because, like you mentioned, podcasts. That's what people are listening to on their way to work. They're just going about their day. You're not necessarily.
This is a podcast.
Yeah, this is a podcast right now. People are doing exactly that.
Yep.
And you're not staring at a screen. You can let your imagination wander. It's more relaxing in a way, in a different way to consume a TV show. We are obsessed with watching TV, maybe too much. Like, we watch anything and everything that's put out there. But then you realize you're like, I'm staring at the screen so much. So I feel like getting that little juice that you crave from a TV show and then getting it this way is awesome. It's such a new way for people to get content like that.
Yeah, it is. I couldn't agree more. And it's also so fun, just to, like you said, this the idea that you can kind of create those worlds in your own mind. And I think we are all kind of getting tired of always being on the screen, and we would like another alternative just so we could feel like, finally I'm doing something else.
Yeah. Now the cast for this is amazing, but I'm guessing that you don't really work with them like that much, right? You can all kind of record your own stuff on your own time and then it all gets put in. Because I'm looking at the list of names and I'm like, oh my God, so many amazing people. I mean, Pete Davidson is, I guess, technically, your co-star in this as well. Did you get to work with him at all, or was it kind of like Keke does her part, Pete does his part, and then they put it together?
Now, me and Pete actually got to kick it. We actually got to work on it together, which is very rare, and I did not expect for us to. But I think it actually made a difference for sure than any other thing I've done before. I mean, obviously animation is different, but I don't know. I just had a lot of fun because I didn't feel like I was in there on my own. And it was cool to set up because it's like I'm in my booth and he's in his booth and we have like a window that we can see each other through. And so we would both be just living our own little world, but we'll be like vibing out. And every now and then we'd be like, what's up? It's good to see you, man. We would talk and hang out. He's a cool guy. And it was so fun, like, doing comedy with him. Obviously, he's been focused on comedy specifically since he was like, 9, 10, 11 years old. So it was cool for me because I've really started to kind of embrace, comedy more and, as my career has evolved. So it was nice to do a project with someone that's been doing it for as long as him and playing with rhythms and seeing how he works. I learned some stuff for sure.
Did you guys know each other beforehand, or was that the first time meeting?
That was the first time we met. Yeah, we never.
And what was the first impression? I feel like Pete Davidson's such like a hot commodity on the internet. Like, people are obsessed with Pete Davidson. Did you feel that when you were around him?
I felt definitely like, yo, he's cool. I felt like he was definitely a cool dude for sure. Like, I didn't feel like he thought he was cool though. So he doesn't give that energy at all. He's like very like, like, yeah, like,
yeah. See, that's what I like. I think that's why people really like him, because they're like, oh, he's awkward, but he's cool.
He's totally awkward and totally embracing of it too. It's like weird. It's like, how could you be awkward, but then also be embracing of your awkward? How are you confident in your awkwardness? That's a whole other level, But
for sure.
And that's the relaxed energy that he has with that. It makes him a cool guy. So I definitely would love to work with him again. It was really fun.
Yeah. Hopefully, we would love to, like you said, it's a different way to consume it, but the big screen, it's hard when you hear the amazing cast and it's like, oh God, I almost want to like see them do it.
Like but watching you guys all in the movie.
It is such a cool thing. Yeah, and hopefully you guys can work together in the future, like you said. And Keke, we've been following. I mean, you're so young. You've done so much. Like, you and I are very similar in age, and so I've like watched you, and Ria has as well, for so long. And now, like, you're doing so many cool things, like from the sitcoms to the movies to morning television. Like, do you feel like there's anything? What is there left for you to do?
Music,
yes, everything.
Down. That's what's left for me to do. Sit down,
relax, take a break.
I think, first of all, everything that you said, it means so much to me. You know what I mean? Because it is, you know, I have been doing it for so long. And a lot of times there's that fear of like, am I going to not love it? You know what I mean? Is there, you know, am I able to have longevity? I think that's the thing. Like with all of us in our careers, whether you're in an office somewhere or working at a tech company or you're an entertainer or you have a podcast, there's always different levels of where you want to be able to allow yourself to explore and expand to, but it has to derive from like a creative and a passionate place. So I think for me, I'm just so happy that I've been able to sustain that, you know, because I don't know what I would do if I didn't have this. I also don't know how I would pay my damn bills. It's like, thank God that I, you know, even though it's hard work and it can be very taxing and it's kind of like the main thing I do in my life, at least I love it, you know, and I think that's what I tell anybody, you know, when it comes to this world and trying to make it, trying to have success, trying to, you know, create generational wealth or do something for your family, because it's hard. It's to put your intentions and put your energy towards something that you love, and that you would do honestly for free. So when you are, you know, overburdened with all the pressures and all the different avenues and all the different things you're trying to do, you can at least have some peace and some solace in the fact, well, hell, I'd do this if it was free. You know, if I couldn't get anything from it, I would still do this. And I think that's what I always cling to, that makes me happy. And I think the love for it is what's allowed me to stay here as long as I have.
Yeah, that's a really positive outlook on it. And I love hearing that from you, because I feel like people who have been in the industry for such a long time, they can really have different point of views on it. Some people, they love it. Like you just mentioned, like you look back and you're like, you know what, I love what I do. And then some people are like, this has really been a burden on me for my whole life. And they just stop. And I saw that you did recently an interview with InStyle, and you mentioned that as a child star, you felt like you were misunderstood in a way, because people, they don't really care about your feelings when you're a kid. They just know you got to go to work. This is what you have to do. And then as a kid, I feel like you're not really as in tune with your feelings. You're not really understanding like anxiety. You're like, what is this feeling? I guess I'll just brush past it. And then later in life, it catches up to you. Do you think that there was a moment in your career that you like really paused and you were like, is this what I want to keep doing if I'm going to be misunderstood? And when do you think it changed to people finally understanding you?
Man, I think I still could be misunderstood sometime. And I think my need to understand that everybody's not going to understand me is like a growing pain. Like I think for maybe anybody, you know, that cares a lot, is that everybody's not going to understand you. So you could let that go. And when it comes to, and so I had to get that through my thick skull. And then I think the other half of what you're saying is, you know, I realized that I had to take matters into my own hands. I think for a long time, because like you were saying, as a kid, you kind of try to do everything that people want you to do. You haven't really developed and decided who you are. You don't really know how to exactly give yourself what you want or even what you want, because you don't even know how to ask those questions to get those kinds of answers. And so I think for me, social media, Instagram, Twitter, being able to kind of share my voice, my true voice, you know, and create my own avenues to express my creativity is what gave me my power back and helped me to maintain my love for the industry, because it was expanded beyond the traditional sense. And I think that's really an important aspect, what it is for creatives and people in their careers, is to not just see one lane. You know what I mean? If you want to work in the tech company, stay in the tech corporate world. But then on the side, try to make your own app. Take a little bit of the money that you're doing in the tech world to try to create your own little app. You know, if you're a dancer, you know, eventually you don't know necessarily what you want to do, but you know you're a dancer and, you know, you're not going to be able to dance all your life. Start deciding to maybe put somebody's show together. If you got a friend that does music, tell them, hey, I'll put your show together. Maybe that can transfer over to you being a creative director. You know, and that's what I found with me, with my career, is that you can't just always put all your eggs in one basket and then sit back and wait for people to hand you things. It just doesn't happen. You have to find a way to continue to grow and expand and allow yourself to evolve creatively. And that's only going to happen if you let yourself go, if you follow your heart, if you stop putting expectations on yourself and it's got to be like this and it's got to be like that. Just go and go around like-minded people. Go where the love is. I'll never forget the first time that I met King Batch, and he taught me how to do a vine. He taught me how to produce my own content online. And when I see what King Batch has been able to do for himself, I'm so happy. And I owe so much of my ability to say, hey, I want to do this thing, to being able to be around people like him. Like, they taught me that, hey, you don't have to just do everything the traditional way. He had been in California for years trying to become a comedian, trying to become an actor, trying to be noticed. And he just started doing Vines. They invited me all to the Vine House, him, D Storm, all those guys. And they showed me how it happened. I'm like, yo, I can do this. And it breathed so much new life into me, and it brought in my ideas of who I could be and what I had to offer.
Yeah, totally. And like Fran mentioned before, that you've done so many different things. You've dipped your toes into so many different waters, and you're like you said, social media. And I really enjoyed that answer from you, because I feel like social media can be so negative, but at the same time, you're like, I actually found my voice within social media. And that's actually a huge positive out of it, is that anybody can say, it's a negative at some points, or it's like anybody could say whatever they want, and you're like, oh, okay, that person really shouldn't be speaking. But in other ways, when you have your own voice and feel like I can speak for my own, it must really empower you. And then the different, like you said, you started, he taught you how to make Vines. You're like, I can do anything at this point. You got into co-hosting a talk show. And that's kind of on the opposite side of what you were doing your whole life. You were in TV shows and movies, and you were being interviewed, and we're interviewing you right now, but you got to play the other role where you're like talking about entertainment news, interviewing other people. How did you enjoy that? And is that something that you want to keep pursuing in the future?
Oh my gosh, yes. I love it. I love talking about stuff. I love talking about things with people, and I think that's the other aspect of me that, I have always explored within my family and my friends, like my curiosity and stuff like that. And nothing necessarily that I ever saw. I didn't realize that there's a career for that. I didn't realize that there's an actual job that you can do it. And that's why you got to always follow your heart, because you create pathways you didn't know existed. I remember when I was reading up on Tom from MySpace, I actually had a little conversation with him on Instagram, but I was doing my research before I reached out to him. And it's like, he was hacking into Chase Bank at 13 years old, like just doing something stupid, and then ends up creating MySpace. So it's like, you got to have fun. And that's what I was doing. And it is a lot of the reason as to why I wanted to do a talk show in the first place. When the idea first came to me at 18 years old, it was because I saw so many people, like I would post things like thinkexist.com was a site I used to go to a lot. And it kind of helped me define a lot of the different emotions I was feeling. Like I would put in sad, and then all of a sudden it would say sadness is the loss of hope, which creates depression. And I'm like, what's depression? And then I put in depression, and then it'd be like, depression is brought on by the stress we have that we can't let go. And I'm like, what's stress? And like, it would teach me all these different words that helped me articulate what I was going through. And I started posting them on my Twitter account. And I saw so many people from my generation were feeling the same way. Like, it just made me feel so seen. And I think that's why I end up loving memes so much, is because memes, even though they're something that's lighthearted and it's a joke, they really mean a lot, and they're impactful, because what they're telling you is someone sees you out there like you. You're not alone. And I think that's so important. I think my love for my generation and the love that they gave me for making me feel seen when I felt so isolated for so long, because I felt so different and not able to connect to people. When I got on MySpace, and then when I got on Twitter, and a lot of those things, though they can be difficult, you can't throw out the baby with the bathwater, because in a lot of ways they allow us to be seen. They allow us to know that we're not alone. They allow us to know that it's okay to speak up. And if we use it correctly, and we're in the right mind space to do so, because I do believe it's important to have breaks, we can really make waves. We can really do some stuff that's never been done before. And I've seen it because it's transformed my life in a lot of ways. So, I would love to do more stuff in the talk space, because these are the kinds of things that I like to talk about. And I think that's why I, as a quote unquote young person, a millennial, wanted to be on typically a show or a space that's typically for, you got to be 40, at least 40 and up, because we deserve to be in that space. We have something to contribute. We have something to say. We may not know everything, but we sure as hell got the questions to ask for us to start the dialogue to figure it out. And I think, we haven't always been allowed to be in those spaces. And I think that's a lot of the issue. You know what I mean? Whether it's us being women, whether it's being BIPOC, whether it's us being, millennials, we deserve to be in all those spaces that we don't necessarily think we should, or people have told us we don't belong in. And so I think that's also a big part of my love and desire for those things.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we definitely feel you on that. We're both, in our 20s, and we started this show like 3 years ago, and it's all about entertainment, and people would always be like, oh, you guys are like, the older talk show hosts that we're like, we don't even really relate to them because they're so much older. They're not really relating to like the young people in entertainment. And so people then have a good time coming on our show because we're young and we get it. And I totally get what you're saying, where it's like, we all belong in this space.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we need each other in this space because we are of a different generation. We have a lot of the things, first of all, I think, we have a lot to learn from them, right? I all respect to any generation before us because, those are our moms, our dads, our grandparents, those are people that have made changes in their time and in their space. So we do need them because we want to understand the different strategies we can add, but we have to talk about it with each other because we're going to be the ones to make this world our home. This is eventually those people are going to pass on and we're going to be the ones left to it. So what better place to start than now for us to start opening up dialogues, talking about real stuff, saying, hey, what's up with this? Can we change this? I need your help before you go. You from the older generation, hey, this is what we're thinking about. Hop on board with us, so we can try to get some stuff changed before it's too late. So we can start uncovering things that we want to before it's too late. And I think that's the point. I think that's the thing about the social media age and our generation is that we have the ability to do that. We're on the first end of it. And obviously Gen Z and the generations after us are going to too. But it's like we first up because we remember when it was no internet and stuff like that. And now we got it and we know we could connect globally. And it's like, yo, we ready to hit the ground running. And that's where that comes from us, you guys, is because we know things, we've seen things, and we just want to be like, did you see that too? So we have to keep pushing the envelope and creating a space for ourselves in these areas where we don't exist so we can start getting into the dialogue that we need to get into.
Yeah. And you, like you said, you do such a good job with it on Instagram because your Instagram is a great mix of your voice, but also, funny videos that you make, funny content, but also shedding light on very important issues. You speak to your followers, you talk to them, you're on the streets, you're out there, you're seeing what's going on, and you're sharing all of that on your social media on top of, the fun, lighthearted stuff as well. So for you, how do you kind of balance all of that? Like, how do you feel like, because you have a massive platform, you have over 10 million followers, like, do you now kind of feel a pressure to use your Instagram in that kind of way?
I think it's who I'm growing into.
Yeah.
It's like who I'm growing into. And I remember there was a time in my life where I felt like that, like inside, because I've always cared so much about everything. It's like, I think that's why my first love or one of my first introductions into the arts is acting, because I just empathize with my characters, with stories, my heart is so open. And I think as I've gotten older, and I've learned more about the world around me and my country, I just started to care so much. And obviously I know I don't have all the answers and there's not anything that I can do to like Mother Teresa has a really great quote where she says, there can be no great things done, only small things with great love. And that rings true to me. So I think as I continue to grow, my platform continues to represent that, whether it's something I'm creating within the art space, whether it's a comedy sketch or it's a movie that's saying something, or it's an Audible like Hit Job that's saying something, or whether it's a post on my Instagram, it always is going to have some level of that depth or that heart to it, just because that's what I care about. And that's also how I was raised. My father is a deacon, and I remember when he would go to the old folks' homes and he would go to the prison and read prayers and he would give food. And, they always reminded me that, if you have something to give, whether it's a smile, a hug, encouragement, you've got to do it. That's just, because that's honestly, y'all, I just feel like, why not? That's how our world is going to get going. We can't just sit back and just say, well, I'm not getting treated like that. So, let me just turn my head. That's fear mongering. Mm-hmm. We can't be in a space where we allow things to go down to all of us, because at the end of the day, it's like, if we're only doing good in comparison to somebody that's doing bad, then we're not doing good. And that's what I've realized, is that I don't want America to just be doing good because we are comparing our people that are successful to our people that are being held back in poverty. There's a real issue there. So it's like, we're not doing good as a whole. Because if you take the richest person in America to Sweden, are we really that rich? It doesn't add up.
Yeah.
Some things aren't adding up. So for me, it's like, it's like if we really care, then we really got to care about each other. That's the only way we become good. You know, I'm not good just me being good. I'm only good if everybody is good. And I think that's just how I've always seen it. And to me, it's not necessarily religious, political, or anything. It just makes sense to me.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's like I don't see anything else making much sense. If only one person is good, how does that really help anything? You know, so that's just, you know, I'm just realizing these things, and I'm asking these questions, and I'm trying to figure things out, because I want us to normalize these kinds of dialogues. It's not about anybody arguing. It's not about us being mad at each other. It's just saying like, yo, look, this is a problem.
Yeah.
I've gone to European countries. Everybody's doing in a lot of those countries, everybody's doing all right. It's not, you know, sometimes you might see some stuff going down and it might be difficult, but it ain't to this level.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, y'all, we got to rethink some things, because everybody should be able to go to the doctors.
Yeah.
Now we're getting crazy. Everybody should be able to have a good education, you know? So it's just like, I just want us to be better than that.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, I kind of feel like, you know, who'd be great to come back and deal with a lot of this on television is True Jackson. I just want to say, you know, like iCarly, so many of these shows are kind of coming back from the Nickelodeon space, and who better to deal with what's going on in the world right now than True Jackson? I think she would crush it.
Definitely. We were just
real VP.
Yes.
We were just talking before. We were like, True Jackson VP was really
its
just
time.
like an iconic show. Like it really was. I mean, you've done so many great things, like Aquila and the Bee, Jump In, which we love. True Jackson VP. Like, we are really
before we came into the interview, I said to Ria, she never missed.
She never missed. Hustlers recently, which was awesome.
Scream Queens. I was
We're
obsessed
just like
with.
naming your whole resume at this point, your IMDb page. But I feel like we really, really loved True Jackson VP, and it would be truly awesome if you brought it back. I know it's like the thing that everyone, you said, iCarly's coming back, and then, you know, Hillary Duff was going to do the Lizzie McGuire thing, and Lizzie McGuire was going to be like grown up in the world. Like,
devastated me with not doing that.
Us too.
I know, but True Jackson VP could do exactly that.
She
like
would
a grown up
crush it.
True Jackson. Like it makes total sense.
And I promise you guys, I am literally not gonna let you down with that. And I will definitely, like, I've been working so hard to figure something out for True Jackson, because it's just like crazy. I knew how much True Jackson impacted me, but I've again learned as I've grown that it really did impact the generation, and it means so much to me that it did in that way. Like, I'm so grateful. And so if True Jackson does come back, which, you know, it's a pretty good chance we get something up with that character and that storyline, I would make sure that it's mature.
Yes.
You know, I wouldn't want it to be like, oh, she's a kid in the kid world again. You know, I would really want it to be like, yo, what's True's life like? Like, how is she dealing with being in this industry? How is she affected by social media? Is she now running her business through there? Is she, what the mad style? Like, I want us to be, how is she able to work and have love? What's her life become? And so I definitely, you know, want those kinds of themes to be there, because, you know, True Jackson, you know, we got to make sure that it's like, we got to give it something good if we come back around. I can't just give you something cheap.
Definitely. We agree. And I think that's kind of, you know, so much of why we were sad about the Lizzie McGuire thing too, because Hillary Duff she really was like, this has to be a mature Lizzie McGuire. And it kind of seemed like they wanted to not have it be that. So she was like, well, we're out. We're done. So very understandable, because all the people who were fans and, you know, fans of True Jackson, they're older now too. They don't want to watch the same show they watched when we were younger. No, I know. Yeah, you would.
I still would watch.
We would love, you know, we want to know where True is now and what she's doing now. So that's super exciting.
I feel like though it may be different because Lizzie McGuire is Disney, which I think is more, they're like a little bit more, PG. Whereas I think Nickelodeon has always been a little bit more risky.
Nick at Night, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very true. And then the beautiful thing about it now is like, again, Disney, it can be difficult because they're, they're Disney Channel, Walt Disney, Pixar. There's so many different things. And sometimes how they share their IP can be very like, what I mean? But when it comes to like, Freeform, it's like, I would have loved if Lizzie was on Freeform. They seem ready to open up, so it's like, I wish that there would have been a great way for that to happen, but, it's just like, or even Disney Plus, y'all not ready to open up a little bit.
I know.
That's not the last.
Yeah.
It's like, I hope that's not the last we hear about that Lizzie thing, because Lizzie McGuire was like Ally McBeal for kids.
Yeah.
She was the shit, for real.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Really, really hope that they figure that out. We really hope to see True. And then what's going on with you in the music space? We know that you had Virgo Tendencies come out last year. And I just got to say, I know we're going way back too, but for me and my friends, nothing gets the party going more than when we hit play and hear Miss Keke P rocking the MIC, and everybody loses their shit. I played it before we started the interview. I was like, get in the right headspace. I'm playing bottoms up.
Not even just because you were coming on the show. Like, I've been out with Fran before where she's like, let's put on bottoms up, and I'm like, which one?
Going.
Which one are we doing? Are we doing Nicki Minaj or are we doing Keke Palmer?
No, not Big Sean. Keke Palmer.
Yo, the fact that Bottoms Up was like a low-key sleeper hit kills me to this day. Like, oh my gosh, Bottoms Up. Like, I used to be so embarrassed about that as a kid because I don't know why. I just would be so, you just start overthinking yourself and everything like that. But it's like, that was me in my truest form. Now I be like more into rapping and stuff again. But it's just so funny at that age, like how you're your truest self and you just like let it show. And then you just start, it's like once you hit teenage years, once 13, all of a sudden hit, you're like, I like myself. You go through this weird thing, but music is great. I'm, in a good position because it's so hard with the industry when you're constantly asking people to, give you money to create stuff. It's different with acting, right? Because you're like, I'm a character. So it doesn't matter. Music, you don't want to play a character. You don't want someone to pay you to be somebody else or to use your gift in this different way. Now, maybe sometimes for some people, it can be that way, right? Some people are like, I just want to be a pop star. I got a voice. Give me the image. I'm ready to go. And that's another version of it. And that's totally fine too. But I think music is very personal to me. And I always wanted to really be able to have not control, but have a real say of what I'm doing and not have to always contort myself into the image of someone else. And so it was always difficult for me. And the reality is, that's how it's always going to be. Anytime you ask somebody for some money, there's always going to be something that you're trading in for it, or there's always going to be this thing because it's their money. It's their money just as much as it's their money that they're giving you. And I've just learned that that's business. And for me, that's made my journey with music a little harder because I think I've been a little less budging on certain things. And some of those decisions might be good. Some other people might have made different choices. But for me, it's always been what's best for me. And so I'm really happy to be in this place where, it's just been brick by brick by brick. I've been laying the foundation and investing in my own music career. And it takes a lot of money. But it's another real dream and passion of mine in the same way that I invest time into money into creating Lady Miss Jacqueline or putting on That's the Gag on YouTube or creating Turned Up with the Taylors on Facebook. It's the same thing. It's like, you got to be willing to put your money where your mouth is. And I think a lot of times as creatives, that can be really hard to like imagine. It's like, why so-and-so got such and such? And it's like, but that's so-and-so. And so at the end of the day, are you going to wait for somebody like so-and-so did, or are you going to be that somebody for you? Are you going to be like Issa Rae and do a starter and put something up on YouTube and show people what you can do and then let the other opportunities roll in and continue to piggyback off of that? And it's up to you who you want to be. And I think for me, I've always been willing to, put my money up because I believe in me the most.
It was a great message.
That's what it's about. So for me, music, I'm very excited to be in the place that I'm in now. Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It is a
Thank
great
you.
message. Look,
I feel like you've had great messages
Keke,
across the board.
I know,
entire
seriously.
thing.
We wish we could.
I'm ready to
speak
go out
you.
there and start like my own business after this. I don't know. I'm feeling inspired.
I know. I wish we could talk to you for longer. Unfortunately, we have to wrap up. But we just got to say we're so grateful for you coming on the show and talking to us. Hit Job is out on Audible April 22nd. You're going to be able to listen to that on Audible. It's going to be 12 episodes. We're super excited. And I think everybody listening to this episode is going to go listen to the Audible because when they're listening to the audio of you speak, it's amazing. You just have one of those voices.
Chills. Yeah.
Like it's just one of those voices you can stop and listen to you speak.
Yes. Definitely. You're just like totally engaged in you speaking.
You speaking in interviews is the best advertisement for Audible.
Yeah.
So funny, you guys, is you are the same way too. You guys have really incredible voices.
Thank you.
Listening to you guys this entire time has been engaging, which is probably obviously why you do what you do. So right back at you, girls.
Thank you so much.
And we are so excited about the news that you like hinted at us a little bit about True Jackson VP. You know, it's not definite, but I feel like we may be getting something, which is super exciting. So thank you for that. Everyone check out Hit Job. We're excited for all the new things you have coming up and anything that you will be in, we support. So thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you guys so much. Take care. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. We love you guys. We hope you had a great time listening to today's episode. Unfortunate loss for your girls. They did beat Ria and Fran, but that's okay. We'll talk to you guys on Friday for some Friday energy. Love you. Bye.